Everyone said Asana in April. Asana. Because you don't believe in the Asana. Yeah. Asana.
انا لما اقول لك مش عايز اعمل الشوت، لما اقول لك انا مش قادر اتكلم اتعامل، انا دون بليم.
خلاص حسام خلينا
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Hello people and welcome to Footy Judgment.
Who's the fifth guy on the panel?
Staff.
Oh, he's coming.
He's supposed to. I don't know where he is.
المفروض.
He's supposed to be on the. Yeah, he's supposed to. But big up everyone that is here. Is Arteta proving everyone wrong? Is that style of play might prove people wrong? Right? Might prove people wrong. A lot of people are talking about Arteta and his style of play. And is he actually now on the verge of winning the league title and winning the Premier League? Does that mean that he is right and everyone is wrong on the internet? We'll talk about that as well. Breaking news yesterday for Chelsea that they are now contacted. That's officially by Ben Jacobs that they contacted Xavi Hernandez for actually the job of Chelsea yesterday, adding him to the list of the managers to present the project to. Xavi Hernandez, Xabi Alonso, and Areola. So our Chelsea going in the right direction. Is Blueco are going to actually finally get it right? Or Cole Palmer is going to go, Enzo's going to go, Kukurea is going to go. We'll actually talk about that as well. By the way, I'm just going to have to show you something, people, on this panel as well. I'm going to have to show you something right here. Is this guy has the name of Blue Quest. This is how it's getting here by my man here. But listen, we got Staffy joining us. We got Don Hossam himself.
Staffy in the building. I haven't done a show with Staffy in a long time, man.
The last time you had a show, you guys fought each other.
Also, the Knicks beat the Sixers. Hold that, Philadelphia. Hold that, Philly, you bums. You scrubs. Hold that.
Big up everyone that is. Guys, we got over 400 people in the house. Let's get the likes up. I want also to know, because yesterday I got like a very strange stat that people are actually preferring PSG because of the Bayern, because of the Bayern package, because of the Bayern PTSD. People say they want PSG, which is, I was very surprised about that. So let's get the likes up, people. We have to start with the Champions League. I'm sorry, Quest. We have to start with the Champions League. We have to start.
Can we start with me saying congrats to Arsenal fans on reaching the Champions League final?
Yeah, congrats. Hey, Ashraf, congrats, bro. Congrats.
Listen, I was waiting for Staffy to be on the show to call him out.
Why?
Is
Why
that
should I be
something
called
I
Call
can
me out.
do? Is that
Why?
something no? I said Staffy. Is your name Staffy?
Wait, me being
No, you
called
said
out or
call
calling
him out.
I was waiting for Staffy to be on the show because I wanted to do it to his face.
You wanted to call
Oh,
me
you
out?
wanted to call Stuffy out. Okay.
Why
A little
would I
bit,
do
yeah.
I don't know about what.
So yesterday, you texted me about the game and how Arsenal, and it's like, is this like you didn't like Arsenal's style of play?
No, that's not what I did.
You literally texted me and you said this is the team that you think is good or backing or something like this yesterday, and I didn't respond to you because I was
Read
doing the watch
text
along.
again. I was mocking. Remember when we had a show here last week about people saying we don't care how Arsenal play, or something like Arsenal fans saying they don't care how they play. So I was mocking it because I was saying basically that they played well. Read it again. You want me to
Oh
read it?
yeah, I actually think it's actually because I was on watch
Mo,
along, I
you
completely
bottled
read it
it,
wrong.
bro.
I
Mo,
really, guys,
listen, guys, got to remember.
Here's,
Mo's and
you know what?
Mo,
Yeah,
put
really,
yourself
I
in
was
the
doing
bottle, put yourself in the bottle.
I was doing a watch along and I completely read this wrong.
You fumbled.
So I basically said
he literally
in
told me
quotations.
this
put
is
a
a team.
spam Elmo in the chat.
I put
literally,
in
I have to take
quotations.
an
This is
L
what I
here.
did. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
put yourself
in quotations.
Put stuff top, bro. Put yourself.
So
bottom,
in
bro.
quotations, I said, I don't care for the performances. That's the biggest lie ever. I was like, this is a team that you easily can get behind, which is,
Okay.
I'm talking
No,
about.
but so it actually reads into the what it's happening.
Footy judge
yesterday.
low.
Yeah, I
Footy
actually
judge
read it.
L.
He actually told me this is a team you can easily get behind. About Arsenal, I read it. This is the team you get behind, and I'm like, okay, I read it completely wrong. The reason why I was mentioning this stuff because again, I mentioned this on the Street Facts and on MHF yesterday that I thought the Arsenal played very well yesterday, and it's not mentioned enough. Arsenal weren't defending, weren't playing deeper, weren't doing a low block. I thought they played very well. But again, the quality of Arsenal isn't the quality of PSG or Bayern Munich. I thought Eucharist finally had a good game. Very, very good game for Arsenal yesterday. Saka makes the difference. And I don't know if... Was Arteta playing best?
Question or this is a solo show? Can you ask that Arsenal?
He's like, you know what? Like, I was actually talking about this. And...
Yeah, you have an Arsenal fan here. Ask him, yeah.
We can ask Ashraf. I was going to read
7
the
minutes.
question.
You haven't let any of your guests talk, Habi. What is this? Go ahead, Ashraf.
Yes. What's the question?
Yeah,
There's
after
no
all that, I
question.
actually don't know if there's a question.
Yeah, I don't know because it seemed like Mo's gonna ask a question, but he didn't land it. So I was waiting for the question.
Yeah, like
I
what's the question?
was going to ask a question before I was rudely interrupted by Osam. He's so used to the Hamza monologues that he allows his guest to do monologues that he doesn't know that the host has a job of actually sitting the floor and getting the floor ready for people to talk before I sit down and listen. He's so used to Hamza shit talk on Ahwa that he's gonna fucking get cooked tonight. Hamza is gonna get fried.
You play that video again.
Tonight on Ahwa, by the way, Val made a mini movie. Bring in the chat, bring popcorn. It's a 7-minute mini movie of Hamza, just so you know.
So Ashraf,
It has to include him wearing the Arsenal jersey, the new picture that was found.
Don't worry about it, baby. Bring a meal, as Arteta said against Bournemouth. Bring a meal.
Bring your lunch, bring your dinner.
why did the question is, why did Arteta play not great football in March and April, and then from the Fulham game we started seeing an attack in Arsenal, an Arsenal that is even at 1-0 up in a semi-final, still pressing. The fullbacks are going up after 1-0. Like you saw Hincapia making overlaps at 1-0 up. And I was so surprised. Why? Is it Saka? Is Saka the reason?
No, it's not Saka because we had Saka and Odegaard and whoever we want to say playing in other games and we didn't do it. People will say, okay, maybe the difference is Skelly. Oh, Skelly is the one that did all this. It's not Skelly. Like, yes, Skelly helped tremendously, 100%. Skelly in the midfield was refreshing. Very forward thinking, likes to make those runs forward, but I don't think it's Saka. See, this is where you will realize how right and balanced I am with my opinion, because all these times I've criticized Arteta for his bad approach, I praise him now for this. You know, when people are saying, no, it's the players that do why we were playing bad, it's the players. So now are people going to come and say, oh, now it's the players, that's why we're playing good. Arteta has nothing to do with it. It's the players. The players suddenly decided to wake up. Eze decided to play more through balls. Saka decided to make more runs and take on the fullback more. Gyökeres started playing a lot better with a lot more hunger. The players all of a sudden had a unity. They had a committee. They had a meeting and said, guys, I think let's stop messing around. Let's stop playing. No, it's the manager. The manager deserves credit for Fulham. He deserves credit for Atletico Madrid. And the reason why we have shifted and started playing a lot more, and as you mentioned, more taking risks, even after we go 1-0 up, going again and again, is because the manager finally
but Arteta didn't. He was asked this. He didn't say that after the game. He actually mentioned injuries and player availability to change the style of play.
He can mention all he wants, but that's all garbage.
Ashraf, he literally was asked a straight question about what changed, what made you change the style of play, and he said availability. He said players' health and availability.
That is garbage because we've seen those players available and we still played bad.
Yeah, other than Saka, who was unavailable.
By the way, Mustafi, I actually think that Saka is 50 to 60% of Arsenal's confidence in the front line.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think Ashraf is wrong.
The second half, when Madueke came on, the guy's a donkey. El Borro, a donkey.
Saka played 29 games in the Premier League this season. Do not make it seem like he missed half a season. He played many games. Fair,
Ashraf, there's a lot of times, like even yesterday, he played like an hour. Like the guy, he's being injury managed. Like he can't. He's nowhere near 90 minutes. Still.
I know, Staffy, but I'm saying even when he was playing and we had some good moments, you could see those signs again. Saka has nothing to do with why we don't take risks building from the back. Saka has nothing to do with Saliba and Gabriel playing long passes.
No, but
I'm
not gonna make up your mind. I'm just gonna tell you guys. I went to Saka's games, and let me tell you, in the last 2 months, what have the games that Saka played, not missed. So he played against Inter in January the 20th. And then he didn't play a minute until March 11th against Leverkusen. Then he played against Leverkusen again in 17th of March, and then he didn't play a minute until the 29th of April. So Saka is the factor. Because Arsenal played... Because the times when we said that Arsenal played bad is March and April, and he only played the 17th of March against Leverkusen, and he played against he played 60 minutes again against Leverkusen. That's a fact.
He played.
Ashraf, I am reading on.
No, 1 second. He played 90 minutes against United when we were crap. He played. Okay, I'm not gonna count the Forest game because he came off the bench.
Maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
You are wrong. He played 78 minutes against Liverpool when we had one of our worst games.
Again, I'm wrong again.
He played against Wolves when we won 2-1 and we had one of our worst games. And he played the full 90 minutes against Wolves when we drew 2-2.
Actually, against United, he was one. Okay, so now I was wrong. Again, it's the stat was wrong. Again, it was shown only the Champions League. However, he was one of the best players against Man United. He was Arsenal's one of the best players against Forest. He didn't play well against Brentford. He played well against Bournemouth.
Man United, the whole team played bad. But that's my point. It has nothing to do with whether Saka was there or not. Against Liverpool, he was there and we had a shit game at the Emirates where I had no attackers. Against Wolves, home and away, yes, he was amazing against Wolves at home. He's the reason we won. But we were crap overall.
Ashraf is in the right here. At the end of the day, we criticized the way that Arsenal played against Newcastle at home. And that's why, like that day, that week, I agreed with Staffy on when he had the argument with Martin when it comes to performances and stuff. At the end of the day, you have to perform better. And by the way, even the game against Fulham, they had 3-0. Yes, Madueke is shit, but he still got the ball in all the dangerous positions because Arsenal played that way. Mo has pointed out the stat as well of Fraya going long 11 times against Newcastle, completely unnecessarily. And he's done that way less over the last 2 games. So for me, the style that the manager
So tell us why then.
Okay, I'll tell you why. This is exactly what's happened. What's happened is Arteta realized literally after Newcastle, I'm going to have to let the shackles go here, or this is going to be a long season for me. Because guess what? I was right from the start of the season. Ashraf gave me credit for it 100 times already. Set pieces are not sustainable. And at the end of the day, you have to play attacking football in order to unlock opponents. And him introducing Lewis Kelly has changed everything. Because guess what? Zubimendi being out of form is way more related to Arsenal's drop-off than Saka coming back. Because all the passes that Zubimendi used to spray forward and he stopped spraying forward, Lewis Kelly comes in. Yesterday, I pointed out one pass that Lewis Kelly made that led to absolutely nothing, but it's the idea. Lewis Kelly found Calafiori in the middle of both the Atletico defensive line and the Atletico midfield line. He found Calafiori in that pocket, and that's a pass that Zubimendi used to make at the start of the season. He fell off a cliff, which is why Arteta dropped him. Lewis Kelly making that pass in itself shows the ability to make the progressive pass. And the other thing is, and this is another thing, Calafiori, for me, you can say Hinchcapia is better defensively. Adi. Calafiori going forward is 10 times the player Hinchcapia is. Like, going forward, technically, passing-wise, for me, Calafiori is fantastic at these things. He picks up the ball in midfield. So you have a left-back converting in midfield. You have Lewis Kelly playing in midfield and finding all the players in the pockets. And what proves this is, after 3-0 Fulham, me and Mo did a match reaction without speaking to each other, without knowing what any of us are going to say. And we both spent the first 4 minutes of our match reactions just talking about Lewis Kelly. Like, forget the fact Saka got 2 goals and an assist. Forget Jokeras had a good game. We spent the whole thing talking about Skelly. Why? Because when you have a midfielder that finds the players in the pockets, it allows you to initiate attacks. It allows you to start attacks. That's why last season, when the whole Liverpool universe and the universe was talking about Gravenberch, I was talking about McAllister. Why? Finding players in the pockets. Why was I doing Enzo Fernandez prop? Because at his best, he was finding players in the pockets. Lewis Kelly has changed Arsenal more than Saka did. Because guess what?
Sam, while I agree...
Final point. Even with Madueke on the pitch, Lewis Kelly was still finding them in spaces. So yes, Madueke got the ball and done nothing with it. But guess what? He still got the ball in the dangerous position, Mo.
But so while I agree with Hussam, but I think if Skelly played there with that same old system, even Skelly would have been a bit limited. And the biggest evidence is you can see the players who were there in the system before and the system now. So that goal that we scored, I think yesterday, I think it was Saliba that gave the through ball, right? We didn't see Saliba playing a lot of risky passes like that before. Eze, the through ball he gave to Gyökeres, when Gyökeres made that run, he gave the through ball and led to the second goal. These are players that were playing in the system before, but they weren't trying that risky through ball through the line-breaking pass. Let me say that, the line-breaking pass. This is where I'm saying the manager has to get credit, because when you see 5-6 players trying it again and again in a game in the last 2 matches, you know that's managerial instructions. You know that's coaching. You know that's the manager saying, let's try doing this now. Let's try doing this now. And that's where he gets credit. But that's also why, for me, he used to get the criticism. And people always say this dumb shit. And look, big up to Martin. Obviously, I've worked with Martin before. Amazing guy. But he says this nonsense about
don't trigger stuff in it. Don't trigger stuff in it.
What? You think he's like, you think the manager's telling them not to attack? You think the manager goes and tells them, hey, don't attack, don't play attacking football? Of course not. Nobody ever said that. What we were saying is he was not giving them enough instructions on to attack and where to attack and how to attack. He wasn't doing that coaching enough, in my opinion, and the evidence was on the pitch. Because you cannot convince me he was telling them to do these things and they were disobeying him and they were doing different things.
I'm gonna hear the chat. I wanna hear the people in the chat tell us, because everything that you and Hussam said are actually what happened on the pitch. We're watching that happen on the pitch. Players are not going forward. Players are passing backwards. Like Marzou Skelly, I said that in the Fulham game, dribbling in the center circle, receiving back to goal and turning. Yesterday he did it against Atletico. He got caught once, but he did it like 5 other times where it was successful. Him turning a player, right? But people have different opinions, and I'm telling you, because a lot of Arsenal fans have said it's fatigue. I'm telling you the opinions of Arsenal fans. It's fatigue. It's Saka not being fit. It's like Marzou Skelly was not playing good. It's Zubimendi has played the most minutes in the Premier League. It's not this. It's like Gyökeres was not doing well. People keep saying these things.
Why wasn't Eze doing it before? Don't
ask me. Don't ask
Why wasn't Saliba and Gabriel doing it? How come Saliba and Gabriel started doing it now? Is it because they suddenly got steroids and they started getting energy, even because they were playing every minute, right? So I don't. Saka played against Everton and Bournemouth and Brighton. He scored against Brighton, the winning goal. But we had a shit game in both games. So what changed? Like, I think people just want to say, generally, I think people have such crazy emotional attachments to employees of the club that they will say whatever they can to try and defend the situation. I'm literally praising Arteta and saying he's the reason we played really well last 2 games. Yeah. But that means you have to also say he's the reason we were playing poor last 2 games. Right. Otherwise, I don't want to see Marco and all these guys in the comments saying, oh, Arteta deserves praise for the last 2 games. He doesn't. It's only the players. The players rested. Maybe you can praise the coach for resting them. I don't know. Maybe the coach massaged them outside the game, right? And gave them energy back, and now they started playing better. You cannot say it's on the players before, and now it's on the manager. Which one is it? Because it was not like 2-3 players that were dropping stinkers. It was the whole team. We were literally calling 7. You guys were talking about Rice, saying, why isn't Rice progressing the ball? Why isn't Supermendi progressing the ball? Why do the centre backs always pass backwards? Why aren't the full backs moving forward? Why is the winger not making the run? Why is Gyökeres making the wrong runs? Why is Jesus not making runs? Why is Martinelli not making runs? So are the players all brain dead? What happened? I don't get it. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
Staffy or Quest? Is this Arsenal team that is the best in the league now? Is this the team that is the best in the league and the team that we saw in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, they were the best team in the league from the start of the season. I mean,
but that wasn't the case about 2 months from like the last 2 months.
No,
a lot of people gave up on Arsenal winning the league.
No, it was, but it's just that content creators started realizing that the algorithms work better if you support Arsenal than if you go against it. So what they started doing is finding a way to go, Arsenal are victims and they can't be the best. And no, they've been the best team since day one. I put Man City first because I thought it comes down to mentality. And that's the difference in the last couple of weeks, which is where I really understand what Ashraf is saying, right? Arteta is a very good defensive coach, but attacking-wise, he's very inept. He doesn't actually coach great attacks. What he has done, though, is he's put together a good squad that works as an all-round unit. Therefore, when they get up the pitch, the players he's picked that are exceptional, Saka, Gyökeres, are able to come up with the goods. So that's why he deserves credit for what he's done in the last 2 games, but it's also why he's had criticism for what he's been doing all season, and also why people have then not believed in Arsenal, because we've seen this type of coaching for the last 3 years especially. So Arsenal have been the best team in the league since I'll probably if you want to give it some leeway, match day 3, match day 5. They've been the best team since then. City were nowhere near it. You know, yesterday we were having a conversation in one of the group chats. People were saying Man City have bottled it, and I was saying if you catch up from 9 points behind, I don't care where you end up, you can't say you've bottled it. Now, if Arsenal don't win it from here, have they bottled it? I would say, had Man City gone and done it in that, you know, when they caught up and then they'd done it, I would have been like, yeah, it's a bottle. But if Arsenal don't go and win it now, I'll probably have to just give it to also City being an absolute unit, because now they're neck and neck. Do you see what I'm saying? So now it's anything goes. And I will actually double down on the point of saying the players do probably deserve a lot more credit this season than I think Arteta does. Although I do think Arteta does deserve a lot of credit, because I think that game they lost to City, I think they picked themselves up and said, we're not having it. And I think you could see that in the way that Eze was performing, Rice was performing. You could see that with Saka coming back and going, I'm just going to go back to doing what I've done before. Gyökeres, even for all the criticism he's got, he's probably in the league this season the best striker at holding up play, which is giving his team so many more opportunities to exercise their game plan. I don't see a lot of strikers this season who are good at holding up the ball. He's playing old school football.
That's only recent, though, Quest. He wasn't doing that before.
It is recent, but I have to give him credit for that because his style of play is running and gunning. Send him into the channels, he'll chase the ball down to the byline. That's his game, and he's changed that up. So I give a lot of respect and credit to Gyökeres because he was getting flamed. And probably, you know, I guess a little bit deservedly so. If you come in winning with the most European goals and blah, blah, then that's fine. But no, I'll give a lot of credit to Arsenal. I think they should be absolutely.
Let me do the super chats because I want to ask Staffy something that he always talks about. And it's actually related to what Ashraf said. Wallahi, Hamza's getting cooked. Hamza is going to get cooked tonight.
I'm currently watching the Hamza mini movie. Let me tell you.
Like, this is going to be, it's going to be, guys, it's going to be fucking peak. It's going to be peak. Good morning, Judge Mo and panel from Western Canada. Good morning, my man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big up, my man. Big up, my man. Thank you, guys. Guys, we got almost 700 people in the house. Can we get to 300 likes live?
Big up, Paz.
Just 300 likes.
You just saw
Paz, stop fucking writing in uppercase. Paz,
I just saw the comment.
Uppercase.
Oh my God.
Gyökeres was the difference yesterday. He created that goal. Gyökeres was very good yesterday. It was very good yesterday.
He was fantastic.
And by the way, he did something that he did yesterday that he hasn't been done all season. It's not because Arsenal played to his strength. Gyökeres bullied the Atlético Madrid defenders in the long balls and in the channels. Before that, he didn't used to do that. We don't want to do revisionism and say, no, but Arsenal, No, Arsenal used to play the same exact long ball to him, and he used to actually flop and not get the ball. We're not.
He's a terrible dribbler. He's a terrible dribbler.
And can I add this as well?
For the majority of the season, Eucharist was a flop in terms of like holding up the play in long balls and running the channel.
100%. Okay? But it's because he's a terrible
And can I
dribbler.
say this? I'm so glad he showed fight yesterday. I'm not even, you know how a lot of times he gets bullied by defenders and he just like gets up and he walks away. And sometimes I don't remember who said this like months ago. They're like, they wish like this guy goes up to someone's face and just shows that fight. Yesterday when the final whistle blew, he went to which Atletico Madrid player, I can't even remember, and started screaming at his face, celebrating. And I was like, that's good because that translates on the pitch as well sometimes.
100%. When Arteta's back again is against the wall, he changes.
That's fair, Tryon.
Fair enough. But he didn't do this in the last 2 years, so he didn't. Sometimes as fans,
he did. No, of course he did. What do you mean? 23, 24. You yourself said he changed that half season.
He did, but he bottled it. Listen,
when we were 5 points behind.
He actually did a very bad decision in the freaking Aston Villa game or something when he played the average.
Yeah, I know, but remember you said that because we lost to West Ham and then we lost to Fulham and then we lost to Liverpool 3 games. We went to Dubai and you yourself said he changed something when they went to Dubai.
Yeah. You came back, you were fantastic. It's just Pep ruined it. Sometimes as fans, it's too black and white. It's not all Arteta. It's not all Zubamendi. It's a collective. The coach and the players have stepped up 100%. Fair enough.
By the way,
let me just say something. I think this whole it's a collective.
Majority was on the manager.
One second, Ashraf. I think this whole thing it's a collective. I think this is kumbaya talk. This is not.
It is. It's a walk.
I'll be honest with you. This is like a. This is like a war cry. You know, everyone stepped up. Like this would be a great super chat if you were watching Any Given Sunday, the movie, and Al Pacino's about to motivate all the football team, you know, to get out there on the pitch and destroy. Like, it's a collective. Habibi, at the end of the day, Arteta against Fulham released the shackles, put Lewis Skelly in midfield, said, guys, let's play fucking football. You played football. By the way, proof. Forget all 5 of us. We don't know ball and we have shit eye test. Against Newcastle, they had 0.5 XG in the whole game. Against Fulham, within 37 minutes, you had 1.8 XG. Numbers.
Yeah, it's chances.
Your numbers. Yeah. You had 4 times the XG within 37 minutes of the game.
And my issue is not people saying the players are also at fault. I had this argument with Souls and the Kura pod and all. My issue is when people like Souls and others say it's 50-50. For me, it's not 50-50. It was like 70-30 or 80-20. That's what I get annoyed when people say, no, it has to be on both equally. I don't think it was on both equally.
Also, by the way, when people will say Newcastle Park the bus, Bournemouth play one of the most offensive footballs in the entirety of the league. You played defensive against Bournemouth at home.
Yes. You cannot tell me as a pro footballer, if I have a forward pass and decided not to make it, I cannot blame the coach. I'm sorry, players have to take the blame too. I'm going to tell you, I played football and I'm here qualified to tell you this. If the coach is telling me in the lecture before the game, guys, we want to control, calm it down, don't force the pass, don't like play only the passes if you're sure it's going to get to your teammate. That easy pass that he did doesn't happen for players.
They always say that.
Bravo, Alex Tafi. It's called, guys, wallah al-adim. There are things that are said in football. It's called play what you see only, right? Play what I see. Calm it down. We want to have control, guys. Knock it. It's called knock it around. We say here in America, I don't know in England. Knock it around, guys. Keep position. Right? That's what we say. In my mind, going into the game, I am actually looking for the 100% accurate pass, and I'm not taking a risk. Yet it's on the players sometimes to step out of the line and make that pass. But if the coach is telling me in the lecture, I want to have control of the game, I want to keep position, guys. Calm it down. We want to control. Unintentionally, it's called, what is it called? The word that someone, I know, like subconsciously, I am looking for my teammate that's in front of my eyes. I'm not skipping the next teammate to play the ball.
People have told this to Mo before and to myself, MHF, whatever. Like, I'm sure all the guys on panel for this as well. Arteta didn't tell them don't pass the ball forward, guys.
Yes, he didn't.
Obviously,
yes,
that's what I said earlier.
He said, let's keep it compact. Let's play left and right. We've seen our managers do this before, and let's not go dumb level extreme where we go like, did he tell them to not pass the ball forward? Of course he didn't say that.
Guys, I do it myself. I do it myself. Sometimes I tell my team, guys, can we stop forcing the ball? Can we just play what we see? Can we keep control? I tell my guys, can we keep guys, play what you see, pass it. It's okay to Wallah al-Azim, that word. Yeah, it's called in football. It's called recycle. It's called recycle. I tell my players, guys, even
our former coaches
exactly this. I tell my wingers, guys, if you don't see it, it's okay to recycle back to the fullback, center back, and try from the other side.
Let me ask you. Let me ask
in their head, in my winger's head. My winger is thinking, bro, you know what? The dribble is not. I will go back to the fullback and we go back again.
Start again. Let me ask you this.
Start again.
Let me ask you this, right? And obviously this is open to everyone. In this current era of football, what do you guys think is more successful? If you rely on individual players doing their thing, or if you rely on a good attacking system?
Good attacking
system. To be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you something, Ashraf. In modern football, a lot of people have said football have turned into so much instructions that it actually limited players from doing everything. Even Dembele said about Luis Enrique, he actually gives us a lot of instructions on the pitch. Like Dembele said that. Like the
and
only
that's why
I think that, but because his instructions are attacking more, and I think Luis Enrique can do both. We're going to talk about PSG and Bayern later, but I think he can do both.
And by the way,
sorry, Hussam, just a quick one. The point of my question was to say, by the way, when I say attacking system, I mean you still let the players do the stuff they need to do in attack, which is what PSG attackers and Bayern attackers do. My point of the question was, if you just have a system that is conservative and you rely on the individuals to do some things, that will save us in some games. Like when Saka scored against Brighton.
The club that proves your point? Liverpool. Last season, last season when we won the league, our attack, listen, you can say I'm Salah sexual or whatever, but it was literally 90% Salah doing something.
It was,
literally,
of course.
Our attack. And the year after, which is this year, proves it's unsustainable. You need
and nobody, by the way, nobody at Arsenal this season have stepped up to the point. Guys, Salah led the league in assists, goals, big chances created. Like that doesn't happen often. Like in a league, that's Thierry Henry, that's KDB shit, that's Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United stuff. You know what I mean? I know that people get triggered when we say that, but him leading the league in all the attacking metrics is something that you don't see every day. That's why I wanna. Before I go to the rest of the super chats, I wanna ask Staffy something.
Spamming the thing saying Mo, who's your favorite? Mo, who's your favorite?
No one has no one.
Who's my favorite? What?
I'll be honest with you. The last time someone had a season like Salah last year was probably 08 Ronaldo. No bullshit.
Can I ask
Luis Suarez.
Before guys, I'm gonna do the rest of the super chat. Let me just get this. Staffy hasn't spoken. Staffy,
I don't have to go anywhere. I'm here. Who the fuck
why performances matter? Why some fans tell us performances don't matter? It's all about winning the 1-0 and then the result. Why do performances matter?
I don't know, bro. It's cold. Why are you asking me if this is something I don't subscribe to? Obviously, I was saying the opposite. I think the last game against Fulham showed clearly how much they care about performances. Because when they were watching the Atleti game, the first one, a day after that 5-4 masterclass that we saw between PSG and Bayern, I saw a lot of big accounts, which we know they do that mainly for clicks or whatnot. But they were saying, "Oh, I'd rather watch like a defensive game, 1-0, da 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 da." But then the minute they scored 3 against Fulham, they all got too excited and then they got wet in their underpants, bro. Like, let's just keep it real. You know, they couldn't believe the football that they were watching. They were losing their shit from the beginning when they saw Scully get in the lineup. Obviously, Saka was back from injury, and there was one more player start. I forgot who. Obviously, Eze was starting over Odegaard. They got excited by just looking at the lineup, which just shows you that they were excited to watch attacking football. And when they scored 3 goals, they got mad excited. You know, so let's not lie and say, "Oh, now the chat wants to say no one said that." All right, so I was imagining stuff, Mo. So last time I was on your channel, that wasn't a question. The whole chat wasn't saying we don't care about results. We don't care about performances. We care about results. It's a lie, bro. They played very good football. They got excited. The players got momentum. The fans were up for it because they saw a very good performance on the weekend, and rightfully so. They went yesterday and they beat Atleti. There's no reason to lie, bro. We all like to see our team performing well. Yeah, we'll swallow up a 1-0 or whatever, like a bitter pill, when we don't want to, but we'll do it anyways. But when your team plays well, it gives you confidence. I don't know why this is even being disputed. Like, I don't know why this is even a discussion, bro. Like, all of us like to see our teams playing well while getting results. So I don't get it. I think yesterday...
By the way, I'm going to tell you guys, yeah, stuff is correct 100%. Winning when not performing, like, it can go for just a while, and then after that, it will catch up to you without a shadow of a doubt.
It's just because I just think it's a lie, Mo. Like, yesterday, Martin hopped on your show, right? I was listening to you guys, and he had so much chest, right? Why did he have so much chest? Obviously, because they made the final and all that, but because he was buzzing about the game. Arsenal were much better than Atleti yesterday. Atleti deserved nothing. So, like, let's not pretend that we don't get happy when we see our team actually playing well and they look like they're about to win something major. Like, it's just like, why do we have to pretend that's the case? No one does that. We all sit here when we have results that we think might have been fluky or just haven't been good enough, and we raise concern. Arsenal last month were not playing great football, and the results showed. The last 2 games, they played good football, and the results showed. So it's like, why do we... I feel like fans are obsessed with having it both ways, which is why I agree with a lot of what Ashraf said earlier. Like, people want to have it both ways, and that's the biggest issue. You know, people will tell you, we don't care about performances. Oh, Arteta this, the players that. And then Ashraf comes here, and he shows proof that there's things that changed, and that's why the results for the last 2 games look different from the results from April, and people want to pile up on him. It's just, you can't have it both ways. If you're going to be someone who sits here and claps off everything, then honestly, bro, respectfully, stop trying to have like arguments where you were right on something. You're just someone who consumes anything. Doesn't matter what I give you.
Yeah, I don't like defending everything. I don't like defending everything. Like, it's just kind of weird.
Don't pretend that you actually have an opinion. But when people come out and show you evidence that, hey, listen, this is what I was criticizing this person for, but he changed it, so now I'm going to praise him.
That's not the point.
You can't go against him.
Dan, that's not the point, Dan.
I'm not talking about the final.
Dan, no one talking about the final. You can, bro, I'm going to tell you something. If you stink up in the final and have 1 corner and win 1-0 and the opposition had 10 shots on target, nobody gives a fuck.
That's all that matters.
Nobody cares.
Habibi,
look at Real Madrid, the greatest team of all time, had a stinker against Liverpool in the finals. 1 good goal.
The final in Paris, the man of the match was Courtois.
And you think they care? Like,
no. But that's beyond the point. Because the last show, Mo issued a question. Is why some Arsenal fans, it wasn't even about rivals, it was about why some Arsenal fans have concern about the performances lately. And I said, well, when you look at the performances,
and they were telling me I'm lying, bro.
It looks like the performances
playing well, bro. And I'm like,
yeah, I was saying that the results basically caught up to the performances, so they have the right to be concerned. I don't think those people are wrong now to celebrate the win yesterday or the win against Fulham. Because the win against Fulham was probably the best game I've watched Arsenal play in like 2 months.
You know what?
And
my
yesterday, honestly,
is?
at a point where it's like 1-1, obviously, in this game, you just want to get over the game anyway. Like, you just want to be Atleti by hook or by crook.
Do you know what my problem is? You know, my problem is when people say, so why did you doubt Arsenal and said that Man City because Man City were playing better?
Yeah.
How is it hard to say that?
Why are we pretending that?
And I'm talking to you in the chat. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. I'm not mentioning you, but you know who you are in the chat. You know who you are.
I mean, it's
when Man City smashed Chelsea, smashed Liverpool, played very well, and Arsenal performances were not playing good. There is a right that we were right to actually have some concerns, because logically speaking, Man City were on the rise and Arsenal were not playing well, and the players were tired, and Zubamendi was. And by the way, anyone that says, "Oh yeah, I saw it coming," no, you didn't, because you know who's very honest about this, guys? Anton, the guy that goes to the football terrace, because he said, I didn't see Arteta using Miles Kelly. I wanted him sold because he didn't play well in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, that is someone that said, I didn't see Marcus Kelly being like, who from us or from Arsenal fans saw Arteta making a decision to in a Fulham game? No one. And anyone that tells me, yes, I saw it coming, you're lying. You're lying.
Mo, that's the but that's the point though. This is why there's people that just want to happy clap anything.
Fuck off now.
So they could
For
say,
a
I said that.
Fuck off. I'll ban you from the channel.
You were on most channel, Paz. I'm gonna call you out. Don't make me do. You were on most channel when someone said place Kelly in the middle, and you said, "When have we ever seen do that? When have we ever seen that happen? When have we ever seen that happen? Why would he play? When have we ever seen Kelly in the middle?" Hey, Paz, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit.
Anyway, moving on to Staffy. Sorry, Staffy. Don't ruin the show, Paz. Paz, you'll have your chance today to cook Hamza and talk on Lahore. Go ahead, Staffy.
Listen, there's nothing more to add. Arteta deserves a lot of credit, in my opinion, over the last 2 games, just like how he deserved a lot of the criticism in the prior games before that. And I think Ashraf said it perfectly earlier. You can't say it was on the players, but then when you see improvement, you say it's on the manager. It just doesn't make sense. If you're at fault and it improves, it means you did something. You know what I'm saying? So the logic doesn't make sense. But anyways, I think Arteta deserves a lot of credit for the last 2 games in some of the changes. And I think the change of intent, which is something that's not tangible for us to
you know what other lie that I think people are saying, Staffy? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can I just make you to interrupt you? It's people saying that Zubamendi wasn't actually playing well in the beginning of the season, and it's only Miles Kelly that changed.
Which is a lie. Yeah, which is a lie.
Zubamendi was getting signing of the season shouts.
Yeah, he
but
was.
So why do people lie?
Signing of the season, player of the season. Shout.
Yeah, Habibi,
so
because people don't want to seem
so,
like they were like at some point. Okay, Mo, there's something called belief perseverance, where it's like people don't want to change their beliefs based on the updates, and people who do that based on Ashraf, they get called out. Basically, someone said it in the chat like 2 minutes ago. He said, "So why do people change their opinion every week?" If I'll give you an example. If I go to work late every week, and my manager tells me, if you show up late again, I'm gonna fire you. And then I start going to work on time. Do I go to my manager and say, apologize now, hold that, I've been coming to work on time? Or am I going to be like, you know what? No, think about it, bro. Like generally think about it.
What an example. I love that example.
Because like, it doesn't mean that the manager was wrong at that time. He was right to call me out. But now that my performance is improved and I'm coming to work on time, it doesn't make him wrong on what he said in the past. It means that I did some effort to change it. So if my manager now goes and changes his belief towards me, and he's like, you know what, Staffy's a good employee now because he actually shows up on time, it doesn't mean that he was wrong for calling him out before. That's just like how football is. You could call out something, but also it's just very important that when you call out something and it works towards the way that you want it, you want to give it credit. And also people who just want to sit here and happy clap everything. Here's the issue. You got to give people a safe space to change their opinion. Because when you don't change your opinion, you end up getting people like who get attacked, like Don as example. People always say that Don is delusional, da-da-da-da-da-da. But then you have people who are like Ashraf, who want to give credit when they feel like the other person must prove them wrong, and he gets attacked. Then you just give him that environment that no matter what you say, we're going to attack you and abuse you anyways. So you're going to create more people who are just going to stand on business and be like, fuck that, I'm not going to change my opinion so I don't get cooked. You have to give people a safe environment to come in and say, I'll hold my hand up. I see something that I was criticizing change. I'm going to praise it now. And they're allowed to do that. This is the only way to get objective.
Why are you nodding? Why are you nodding, Quest? Why are you nodding, Quest? You never change your mind.
Do you know why?
You never. Why is Quest nodding, bro?
You know why?
Bluko is collapsing in front of his eye. In front of his eyes. The guy never changes.
Is this not what you were just talking about? You see?
No,
you see?
Listen, bro. I moved out of Egypt a while ago. I don't claim people like Mo. Mo's on.
We'll find out in the Chelsea section if Quest now says, yeah, you know what, things were wrong. We'll find out.
I actually can't wait to talk about Chelsea because I do disagree with Quest on a lot of things.
Do you know why I'm backing what you're saying? Genuinely, because all day, this is exactly what I've been thinking about. I've been going, yo, there's something ill in the football fandom space right now, whereby basically, if someone leads a charge on a certain way of describing something, everybody follows it. So at the start of the season, when people were saying the way Arsenal's playing football is not sustainable in terms of just scoring from set pieces and the open play goals weren't flourishing, people said, this is not sustainable. It wasn't. But then what happened was some certain people started saying, yeah, but if it, blah, 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 whatever. All of a sudden it became, if you criticize Arsenal, you have an agenda. So then what it became is nobody can have a single critique a normal critique like Ashraf does, where he's actually critiquing, giving you facts, stats of why the team is not performing, he can't even do it freely anymore because then the whole chat becomes, it's an agenda. I said, so now when you have this, you can't even have normal football conversations, bro.
You know what?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
Be a day one. One more. Everyone wants to be a day one. Everyone wants to be like, I backed this person when no one else did. This is fine to do when you're backing your boy, when you're backing your husband or your wife or whatever, a family member.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you stick by.
Not a football player playing in your club.
That's it. When it comes to football, you just
there is one player you have to stick.
Wait.
There's one player. I'm sorry. There is one player you have to stick to. There's one.
Which player?
One player that we have to do what?
El Borro. You have to stick to El Borro.
Yeah, his shit. Yeah, what are we gonna say?
There's
shit players and good teams.
You have to stick to Martinelli. You cannot. Martinelli is the only player.
Stay on that side.
Martinelli. Every time Martinelli scores a goal, stay on that side. Don't praise him. Don't ever praise Martinelli again. You have to stick Martinelli.
But this is what I'm saying. And honestly, to build on what I'll tell you guys this, genuinely. When it comes to discussing Arsenal, obviously there are some Arsenal fans that are reasonable, that are willing to have a conversation and say,
I'm sorry. What the fuck have I just read? I rate Saka more than my dad. Bro, what the fuck, bro?
Listen, bro, whoever that person is, I don't remember his dad scoring in a Champions League semi-final, so he might be cooking. He might be cooking.
Let him land. Let him land.
He might be cooking.
Let him land. That's crazy, Quest.
2 consecutive semi-finals as well.
2 consecutive, bro. He showed up.
PSG and
we are. I don't want this to turn into Paz versus us. Paz, we will discuss it later.
No, but Paz, this is what I'm saying. Like, what I don't remember who in the comments.
I disagree with actually this. I actually think that sticking.
That's what I was going to say, Mo. That's what I was going to say, Mo.
Go ahead.
I was going to talk about that because I can't remember who in the comments. I don't want to scroll up and check now. Someone commented asking, Ash, do you still think Gyökeres is the worst striker in the league? No, I don't think. By the way, I haven't changed my opinion about him being great. But yeah, fine. I don't think he's the worst striker in the league anymore. This is why I don't get when people have this thing about, I cannot change my opinion about this no matter what. I am okay to say, I said Gittins will be really good. Turns out he was shit. I said Wirtz will bang in the Premier League. Turns out he was bad. I also have so many other opinions that I said will happen, and they did happen. Because the reality is, we're not. If everything I said was right, I would have been a freaking billionaire by now, because I would have been betting on the right stocks. The problem. This is why, when it comes to Arsenal, genuinely, I actually prefer discussing Arsenal with rival fans. I'm talking about rival fans who are actually reasonable, like you guys. There are other rival fans that I'm not going to mention who just want to do the banter and stuff like that. Like they don't want to have a conversation. They just want to make fun. I would rather Hamza is not a different breed. Hamza is not even in that level. Hamza is a different level. I would rather discuss Arsenal with rivals who want to have a football discussion, because I don't think they are that emotional where you cannot criticize anything about the club. You can actually have a conversation and say, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. Like Mo will tell me, I think you're being a bit too harsh on this. Mo will also tell me, no, actually this I think does make sense. With Arsenal fans, and some of these that are coming in the comments all the time, you will never see them criticize the manager. If you say anything negative about the club, as if we are the best club in the history of football. And I don't like having football.
But this happens everywhere. This happens everywhere. Even some Man United fans, if you dare to say anything, for example, about their favorite player, whoever that player is, like whoever that player is, you're like, even if what you just said is true, happening in front of your eye, they'll tell you have an agenda. But it's happening in front of my eye, bro. Just like, he's not playing well. Like, I'm going to give examples, for example. Like, talking about Amad Diallo or talking about Bruno Fernandes. If you say one negative thing about them, you have an agenda. But it's happening in front of my eyes. Like, for example, Arsenal not playing well against Bournemouth, it was happening in front of our eyes. We weren't dreaming.
And see, look what Jacob said. Jacob said, if I use Mo as an example, Jacob will say, Mo's not a rival, he's a fence sitter. If I say, well, other rivals have better conversations about Arsenal, they'll say, well, you just work for rivals. You just work for rivals.
Yeah.
And by the way, this fence sitter thing is different, because for me, I can give a prediction, but also, for example, I'm going to give you an example of Chelsea. So I'm going to move away from Arsenal. I thought that Chelsea in the summer would actually get the players that they were linked to, Ikitike, They were linked to fucking Ekitike. Then they went to Garnacho. They wanted Semenyo, and then they moved on from Semenyo within 24 hours and signed Garnacho. Okay, that doesn't make it for me.
I remember those debates with Quest when he.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
I'm giving an example. Let me just finish. Let me land the point. No, let me land the point, Quest. Let me land the point because it's very important. So for me,
we had the whole safe space at the. So now I got.
And then
forget that. I was lying about that.
And then Maresca had a wobble, and then he had a problem with talking to Man City, and then he left the job for one reason. Yeah. And then they got Rosenior. So. And I'm looking at Rosenior, I'm like, yeah, I changed my mind. I think they hired the wrong guy. So I changed my mind. I don't think he's not good.
Because he's in the chat.
No, I want to link.
Let me add something to that. Because Lewis is in the chat. That one video of Lewis after the Barcelona game, listen, as much as it aged badly, wallahi, bro, I feel bad for him. That is the most out of context fucking video I probably ever seen in my life.
It's not out of context. It's actually.
I'll tell you why. They were having a very good season at that point. I'll explain. They were having a very good season at that point. One of the big reasons he even spoke with that amount of chest is because how much he believed in his manager. What people do now is they pretend that video occurred with all the circumstances that are happening now. The biggest factor that changed is the manager that gave him all that chest literally isn't here anymore. How can we treat it as the same? Before I
do the super chats, that links to Arsenal. Arsenal were scoring the most goals in the Champions League. They were defending very well. They were leading everything in terms of defensive attributes, even though the attack was by set pieces but Arsenal still creating chances. And then suddenly the performances kind of took a step backwards. And
keep praising them when they're playing like
am I supposed to stay on that and say, yes, I believe they were crumbling?
If you're an Arsenal fan, you have to, apparently. Yeah. I learned something, apparently, recently, that I cannot call myself an Arsenal fan if I am criticizing the club when they're doing something bad and I think it's bad. Because apparently, and this is what was told to me, a supporter supports no matter how things are bad and always says good things about the club. So I guess I'm an Arsenal enthusiast then. Maybe I'm not an Arsenal fan by that definition. I'm an Arsenal enthusiist. I am someone who loves the club, but will call things bad when they're bad. I'll call them out. So I guess I'm not an Arsenal fan.
There's only two people on this earth that you give blind support to, and that's your mom and your dad. Everyone else, the support is very
not even your children, but your children, you love them unconditionally, but you still criticize them if they do something bad. Like you see a kid bullying
like
someone,
no matter what, you'll always have to
Jamal
love your mom.
he rates Saka higher than his dad.
Let's actually
not Jamal who likes Saka more than his dad.
You guys really hate to give Arteta his props.
Okay, hold on. Let me answer this. What's his name?
That was
no. To be fair, this was earlier.
Guys, nobody responds. I need to respond.
Okay. Fair.
That was sent way earlier. Okay, just look at the timestamps. That was sent 25 minutes ago, okay? More than 25 minutes ago. So, thank you, Rosie. We actually give Arteta his... Can you guys ask Ahmad tonight if Ahmad scored a goal to take their team to a Champions League final? I will make sure to remember this, Jamal. I will
and do it with Touchline, because Touchline said, Saka, has he ever delivered in a semi-final? Has he ever scored in a semi-final? But he praised Haaland, who didn't do it in a semi-final. So please make sure you bring it up to Touchline as well when you stream with them next.
There's a lot of people that are... much respect to Arsenal from a Liverpool fan. May Atletico never make it to another final for as long as I live. Someone hates Atletico so much.
Wow.
You know Atletico, for an unsuccessful club like this, they have so much hate just because of they are all rats. I think the whole team is full of rats.
Yeah, but they couldn't even play like rats yesterday. And I'm like, slow to get down.
I genuinely believe this guy, Diego Simeone, is such a rat and a bad and the motherfuckers have the audacity to call out Arteta's antics on the touchline and not fucking say a word about Simeone. Motherfuckers in the media talking about Arteta. I know Arteta's annoying to some people, and he is. All managers are annoying, of course, right? All managers but Simeone is 10 times more annoying than any manager we have seen. Mourinho is nothing next to Diego Simeone. But no one mentions
they're a useless institution, bro. I'll be honest.
Bro,
can anyone explain to me why he took off Alvarez and Griezmann when you're chasing a game?
Because he's the OG haram manager, bro.
He bottled it.
What was that?
He ran out of ideas. He-
Bro, we were
that-
doing a
that's-
watch along.
that-
Sad and I were like,
Yeah.
"What's going on?" Is
No,
like,
that's
are
what
they
angered
injured?
me most about yesterday, right? I wasn't. In the end, I wasn't even like as a rival fan.
Ah, was
I
it an
wasn't even
injury?
like,
Okay, fair.
whether it was
I'm injury
For
to
me,
Lukman,
yeah.
Alvarez, Griezmann, and Simeone. Like it's not
the
injury.
whole team was just playing rubbish nonsense football, bro.
Yeah,
I
they
have
didn't
not
try
seen-
to build. They didn't try
I've
to
not seen.
penetrate. Like,
But for
This
me,
is what
I'm
he
just
said
like,
yesterday. Go
he's
ahead,
run out of
Quest,
ideas. Simeone has run out of ideas. He, to me, is the classic case of
Mm.
you've been somewhere
people
too
talk
long and
about
it's not
haram.
working. You're
Exactly.
supposed to have moved on 5 years ago, bro. It's
And then
not
he's talking about
working.
haram ball. Wallah al-Azim
Yeah.
doing the watch along. And I started asking, is he winning 1-0? And I don't know about. Is
Yeah,
there a
no,
ghost
he-
goal that happened?
Habibi, he's the OG haram manager. If he has any dignity, wallahi, bro, please enough. I don't support Atleti, and I actually get fatigued from watching him. I'm so sick of it. I just want a different idea. I want
Yeah,
when I
that's
tune
it.
into the Champions League next season, and I'm like, oh, Atleti played today, and I turn on the TV. I just want to see someone else. Enough. That guy's
Can
been
I
there
tell you
since I've
guys
been
this?
fucking,
He's-
like,
Can I
college
do?
He's
age.
an
Can I do the rest?
he's an example.
Yeah,
Well, just last thing. He's an example of, you know, when people say, "Oh, Pep got money and this manager got money." He's an example of a manager who got shit ton of money and did worse with it. Because when he won
1.5
the league,
billion in his time, by the way.
when he won the league in 2014 with Diego Costa and all these players were brought in for peanuts. Even when he won in 2021, he got a Wast Suarez and all these other players. When he spent 200 million on, I don't know, Joao Felix and all these other players, he's actually bottled it. This season he bottled the Copa del Rey finals as well.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
people talk about Simeone is better than Mikel Arteta. You can say because he won La Liga and everything.
He used to.
But
Legacy
what-
so far
I don't
he
think
is.
no longer
Legacy
is.
so
Mo.
far he is.
Legacy,
He's-
legacy, and resume, yes. But if you're
Yeah.
asking me who are you taking at your team tomorrow, even by the way,
Yeah, like as
And-
of today,
but-
it's
yeah,
different.
as of
than
today,
what
and by the
they
way, I am saying it now. Even if Arteta lose the Champions League final, I'm taking Arteta
Yeah.
over Diego Simeone.
Yeah, but that's-
I think
but
Arteta's a
that's-
bigger coach. Is a better coach.
But that's a little
I
bit.
agree.
I
because
actually think so.
That's revisionism, though, and that's not
No,
fair.
I never rated.
You got to remember,
I
this
never
guy was
rated-
coaching
I-
against real big managers, bro. That were
No,
like
I
That's
never-
true as well.
legends of the game.
I actually thought that Simeone is a good coach, but I didn't think he's that great as people made him be.
No, yeah,
I
fair.
didn't think he's
fair.
adaptable as much. I never thought that he's someone that is so adaptable and he can play both styles. I didn't think that. I thought he's a
Fair.
good coach and
You
knockout
keep
coach.
saying,
and
you
he-
keep using this word, Mo, which is very annoying. What a coach doesn't have to be adaptable if their system works really well. This is why you hate Hansi Flick. His system worked and he won them the league. He does. Being the best coach, you don't have to be the most adaptable. In fact, most of the managers that are usually the best are not the most adaptable. Actually, they
I
have a
agree
system
with
and they
you.
stick to it regardless of what
I
happens.
agree with you, but I think that the managers that are not okay. Hear me out.
No, 1 second. The best
No,
managers
Sam, let me
actually
respond.
actually
Roh,
adapt on occasion.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
okay,
occasion,
Sam
not
is correct.
overall. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
hold on.
Guardiola,
I
hear
Pep
that.
Guardiola, probably
I hear
the
that.
most stubborn manager in the world in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
title race against us, he came to Anfield and defended.
Yes,
Never
I
forget.
hear that. Yeah, yeah.
Hear me
Okay,
out.
yes, fair enough.
No,
I
1
get that.
second. He came to Anfield and he said, fuck possession football, forget 4-3-3, we're going to defend today. Pep Guardiola, in the season where they won the Champions League, adapted against Real Madrid away from home.
yeah.
And he adapted
Yeah,
against
yeah.
Atletico as well.
Can I?
That's
Can I?
season.
Let me.
So it's not adapting for me. I agree with Mo, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to play 70 games per season, I expect you to adapt in 5 to 10 games. The rest
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah.
play.
Okay,
I'm
that's
gonna
where I
tell you-
agree. Because
can I-
I
can
thought
I
Mo was
explain?
referring to the majority of
Can
the
I-
season.
let
which
me-
is
But
fine.
the problem with Hansi Flick,
let me-
he'll play the 70 games
Let me.
all the
Let me.
season.
Let me explain it in football terms. I am someone who said
But he'll
for
win.
any team.
هروح
I
أصلي
guys,
بس.
روح أصلي. روح أصلي. ادعي لنا بس.
Allah.
I'm gonna say Ashraf. You remember me, Staffy? You remember this?
Wes,
I
I'm
did
showing
shows
your
with you.
future quickly.
I did shows with you, Staffy, about this.
What shows?
And I said, guys, I wanna just people to listen to this. I said to win, in my opinion, to win leagues in modern era, you have to have a system that is at least dominant against 15 out of the 19 teams you play. You can
Yeah.
adapt against the other 4-5 teams. You can adapt in the champs, right? But you need to be dominant. And this is why
Yeah.
I like and people that actually say that Antonio Conte isn't a good Antonio Conte with Inter, we used to dominate 15 out of the 19 teams we play. The problem happens in the Champions League. He can't adapt there. The difference Arteta is, by the way, you go watch the position stats. Arsenal are a dominant team. They are a team that dominate position. They pin the opposition most of the time. They have a problem probably from playing breaking low blocks. Klopp used to be the same. I like about what adaptability I talk about Ashraf is Arteta can adapt against Bayern, but also can play attacking football, can play defensive football, but not most of the time. 10-20% adaptability. I actually don't think that Simeone is a great manager. He's a good manager that won La Liga. He's a good manager that reached the Champions League final twice. But people used to put him in the category of Jurgen Klopp, for example. And I'm like, are you mad? What are we doing here?
I don't think that's too unfair to say that. Because
this is what I'm against.
No, but
this is what I disagree.
But remember, we said safe space, Mo, safe space, right? The reason why
we
I'm saying that,
and we don't
judge. Exactly. The reason why I'm saying that, is because it's too easy to think that Simeone, who at his age, after this amount of football, this many years in the game, is not adapting. It's too easy to be like, oh, he's rubbish. Let's be honest. He was competing against the best Barca and Real Madrid sides for the most part of 6, 7, 8 years. And the reason why we're tired of Atletico now is because the idea of Atletico has not changed. We always saw Atletico as a team who come in, bruisers, heart, desire, passion, run. All of a sudden, they're not that anymore. So the one thing we actually loved them for, which is the same thing we loved Klopp for building at Liverpool, run, heart, desire, passion,
okay, I
he's
understand,
not doing it anymore. So
but Jurgen Klopp is a dominant manager that actually...
That is inconceivably incorrect. How can you say dominant? 2 league titles in 6 years.
Okay, no, I'm gonna get. Okay, this is revisionism, but I'm gonna get Sam to respond to this after the super chat. Do you know what dominant? Do you know what dominant is? Okay. Do you know what? No. Dominant in style, not dominant.
Yeah. Klopp was dominant in style for sure.
Okay, as in his style of football was dominant.
Oh yeah, dominant. A dominant manager. Yeah. That's what I mean.
But again, let's not act like Simeone was. Remember, Simeone was playing crash bang wallet football, punch you in your face, elbow you in the chest. He got to 2 Champions League finals and only lost to his direct rivals. And as crap as that team was yesterday, let's be honest,
Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Chelsea, with all due respect.
Yeah, but you're also talking about winning the Champions League with Kante, winning the Champions League with a goalkeeper who has the joint most amount of clean sheets. He won it with Thiago
Havertz,
Silva.
that was 70 million. Werner, that was 50 million. Like, come on, don't do that.
Well, you're not acting like that was a bad Chelsea team. That was a decent Chelsea team. You're talking about Antonio Rudiger. He's got 2 Champions Leagues. It's not a crap Chelsea team, right? So I'm just saying in Diego Simeone's defense, it's not that I don't agree that he's not adapted, and now I wouldn't consider him to be one of the best coaches in the world. But at the same time, like, I just think he's too harsh. This is a guy that he lost to Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema. Who didn't? Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't think if Diego Simeone coaches in the Premier League, I don't think he wins the league, in my opinion.
I think if Pep is not here, he has a great opportunity.
Not when I was going to say, not when Pep is here. I think Pep leaving changes a lot about the Premier League.
I agree.
Emirates yesterday and Islington in general was the loudest it's ever been. Definitely been a shift in mentality from everyone at the club in the last 2 weeks. I think the City dropped points, and actually the win against Fulham changed everything, in my opinion. Yeah. It changed the feel about the club. Even Rory was saying this is match action. He said that the stadium was, just the belief is crazy now that they are on the brink of making history, which is crazy actually.
I actually think it was the loss to City. I think the loss to City where they felt they didn't play, they themselves, whether other people would agree or not, they themselves felt they didn't play that bad. I think to them that was like, hey, why are we upset? Why are we crying? It actually isn't done yet. And although loads of people said Declan Rice was being performative, he knew the cameras were on him, he might have. He had a very good point. He had a very, very good point.
You know why I disagree though, Quest? Because we played Newcastle and it was still that bad. And the first leg of Atletico, I don't think we were that great either.
And that's what I don't understand.
I agree, but I think
me and Staffy were criticizing Arsenal after Newcastle and people wouldn't hear it. And I'm like, it's not good game.
I agree. I just think they found something within themselves, whether they lost or were playing bad. They found within themselves something to say, we're going to get across the line. Regardless, we cannot fail this time. Again, that still remains to be seen.
By the way, they haven't succeeded yet.
It still remains to be seen. But I looked at some of those players yesterday and thought, okay, even Arteta, I think he's gone, not. It's now or never. It's do or die.
Do you know? Do you know? Even I
See,
stick by my point.
This is where I tell you, like, there are Arsenal fans who will never ever see the other side. Marco's saying he disagrees on the Newcastle thing. What do you disagree on? That Newcastle's performance was bad? What do you disagree on? I'm confused. I don't know what you guys think a good performance is. Look at that, his last comment. This is what I'm telling you. I cannot have some conversations with Arsenal fans because they're not willing to have a conversation to say, yeah, you know what, it was a bad performance, Marco. The player with the second most touches that game was Raya, our goalkeeper, against a Newcastle team that lost 4 games before that, by the way. Come on, bro. And if it wasn't for...
Yeah.
And let me tell you this, Marco. If Wissa scored that chance, which he probably should have, and we drew 1-1, would you have come out saying, well, actually, we played well, but yeah, we just were unlucky?
Even the biggest supporter and the happy clapper Paz that actually calls people out is saying that he's not great against Newcastle. So even Paz is saying that.
Yeah, and also I would say to Marco,
Paz, you think I don't see your comments? I see your comments.
When Marco says, "Oh, we don't have to be great," I would be wary about taking that kind of argument because then people will lobby that. Well, if you don't have to be great and you're still winning, that probably says a lot about the teams around you as well. So just before you lobby certain arguments, just be careful because I think you have to give credit to Arsenal. They're also finding something they haven't necessarily had before, which is the extra drive. So,
good and great are different.
Guys, let's just even move away from we're gonna go around in circles.
It wasn't good or great. It was bad. The Newcastle performance was bad. We had 0.5 XG.
Which comes
that good?
Point.
In the last 2 games,
go ahead,
the last 2 games, they had 2-point-something and 2-point-something XG in both games. So combined,
Fulham and Newcastle and Atletico.
So it's almost 5 XG in the last 2 games. I swear to God, the few games before, they haven't hit 1.0 XG in any of those games. They were getting like 0.6
from open play.
It was horrendous.
They hit it. They hit it in 2-3 games. They actually did.
The stats back the point. If anyone thinks the last 2 games were significantly better than the majority of the performances in April, the stats prove it. Like it's not even a lie.
Let's go and respond to these comments quickly because we don't want to stay. We're going to talk about Chelsea. We don't want to stay here until like later. After all of that, you said it's still on the players. We never said it's on the players. I know you are talking. He's talking about the instructions on the manager. I never said it's on the players. Yes, the players can make a decision, but it is on the manager to tell them to take risks. Take it, go long, go to the channels, for example, run to the channels. If you see the run, give it to Eucharist, trust your teammate. By the way, there are things, Wayne, that is said in football conversations. He said, trust your team. I'm going to give you, I don't know who played football and was coached. Trust your teammate under pressure. Trust your teammate in a tight situation. Trust your guy. Trust your number, something that is always said on football. Guys, we're going to go through, for example, I'm going to give you an example. If this is my 10, the coach would tell me, trust Quest under pressure, even in the pockets, play him. Play him if he's marked. Trust him. He can turn. These are the stuff that is opposite to, let's have it, let's take control, guys, let's have position, because that is opposite. And it gets embedded in the team to not go forward. I hope that I explained myself. ESPN, Dan Thomas and Stuart Robson said that they want to slap Arteta's face. How is this threat allowed on national TV by pundits? Irrational hate.
Yeah, it's
my advice to you in 2026: do not take ESPN seriously.
Yeah.
Honestly, do not take 90% of pundits seriously.
Like, generally, don't listen to ESPN. I'm not even joking, but they are horrible. Even when it comes to like basketball and shit, they just suck.
By the way, Stuart Robson, I always found him a little bit odd in his commentating. He says weird stuff in commentating on football, and him saying he wants to slap Arteta yesterday and not mentioning Simeone, I think it's hate. He doesn't like Arteta. He doesn't like him personally for some whatever reason. So, Rosie, I hear your point. And it was weird. Mo, there was passes, they weren't risky. It went back. I don't understand this, Brian. There were passes that weren't risky. It went okay. It went back. It went back.
I didn't get it.
There were passes that weren't risky. I can read it all the time, Brian. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean by this. I know you were talking about the people that make forward passes. Yes, you can. But we saw Mazos Kelly dribbling and we saw them taking risks. Jamal is saying, so a stat that Saliba and Gabriel together haven't conceded a goal in open play Champions League since 2024 against Kimmich. They're so good, man. We might do it. You might do it.
Oh, that's
Arsenal-
true. Yeah, that's true. Because when we conceded against PSG last season, they weren't playing. Gabriel wasn't playing.
By the
I
way,
said
Ars-
if Arsenal get Bayern, Arsenal win. That's an easy win.
It depends on today, but I'm leaning towards 50-50 or maybe Arsenal marginally favorites against Bayern, which is something that we're going to talk about.
Easy win.
Usman Dembele, one last favor, brother.
Ashraf, why do you care? Oh, PSG are gonna. No, I know you don't want Arsenal to win the Champions League.
Well, you know, you want to know how stupid some people can be. Someone yesterday on my Twitter said, "Stop twerking for Man City. Man City are not in the Champions League. So how is that even logical? I just want Arsenal to lose because they're an English team. Like, that's how he's saying, bro. Like, some people are actually stupid when they speak. They don't even know what they're talking about anymore. Like, why would I want another English team to win a Champions League? I'd say the same if it was Chelsea, if it's City, if it's Liverpool.
I hear that.
Yeah. Ashraf, who's your top 5 players of Arsenal this year? 5 seconds, Ashraf, quickly.
Oh, yeah,
No
yeah.
thinking.
Declan Rice, Gabriel. I'm not saying them in order. I'm just naming the 5. Declan
Okay.
Rice, Gabriel, Timber,
Saliba.
Raya, Saliba.
5,
and
done.
That's 5? Okay, yeah, khalas, done.
Very worried about Brentford's long balls counters. I actually think that Brentford might get something from City. 2-2, I said. I actually think that,
Yeah.
the City I saw against.
I think they lose to Bournemouth.
I think they are
lose to
shook.
Bournemouth.
For some whatever reason, if Rodri's out, I think City are shook.
Yeah,
And
if
I
Rodri's
think-
out, yeah.
And by the way, I think Pep now doesn't trust Nico Gonzalez that he's gonna play Kovacic as a DM.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
when
he
he played
doesn't-
Kovacic, I was shocked. I forgot that Kovacic is even on there.
Same.
He's been
He came
out
back
for
with a new
majority of the
haircut
season
as well.
Sounds like you're all saying it is sustainable.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
ages.
it is.
That was before. That was before.
It is
It
sustainable.
depends. Like
Correct.
if he plays the same way, it is sustainable without a shadow of a doubt. Mikel
Oh
Arteta
no, I was
said-
referring to the attacking football that is sustainable, not that. But anyways,
It depends what attacking football. Mikel Arteta said he should have put Miles Kelly in midfield earlier. Thoughts?
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. Maybe.
So
No,
if
no,
Arteta admits that he should have changed something, who is Ashraf to basically not say that?
Yeah. Apparently, Arteta was lying. He wasn't telling the truth. So we'll believe him when we want, and we'll not believe him when it doesn't suit. our
Apologize now, Arteta. Apologize.
Plus, Zubamendi was scoring goals. What happened? I think the only explanation is fatigue and maybe wanting more control. Maybe that AMT. Eucharist step up is due to Atletico and Fulham having centre backs who lack physicality. Atletico's centre backs look like Gravenberch trying to win
What do
an
you
aerial
thought?
duel.
He was battling against Anderson from Fulham, and Anderson is no slouch. Anderson is physical and big. That's not true. Come on, let's not do that. He had good games against them because he just stepped up a
His
bit
hold-up
more.
play the last 2 games were very different than anything we've seen all season.
Yeah,
And
100%.
that just comes to one thing, to him just trying more. That's all.
I think it's confidence as well, Staffy. I think confidence makes a big
Confidence,
difference.
yeah. I
in
mean,
football.
I guess you can put both together. He didn't change
Con-
overnight.
anyone that played any sport in their life, confidence really gives you an edge. Atletico
Bro, because
Madrid
people were
fans
saying he's playing to his strength now, and I'm like, but you guys, that just doesn't make sense because all season.
I actually don't think it's strength because it's the same long ball that was played
it's the
against
same
Atletico
thing.
Madrid,
He's just doing it better now. Like I don't see him all of a sudden playing the ball in the channels and stuff like that. So I just don't get it.
Atletico Madrid fans were crying because the team was clueless. I actually saw a team yesterday that was so shit because I think Arsenal dominated the shit out of them. Breaking news: Arsenal on course to be the richest club in Premier League from Sky Sports. Brace yourselves, rivals. I think actually Sky Sports said that.
In the modern era, this doesn't matter as much because everyone spends a lot of money in the Premier League now. Like, unless you're making a loss, you can spend a lot of money. Like, sorry, Quest, but unless you're literally losing revenue, even but Quest knows what I'm saying. Even Brighton can spend 200 million. Brentford can spend 200 million. This thing.
I mean, they don't need to beat Chelsea anymore. But yeah,
Ashraf, this thing would have made sense 10 years ago. It would have been a thing. Now it's different rules. And the new TV deal, apparently for the Premier League as well, is going to be record-breaking too.
Facts can be proven. An opinion is your personal football take backed by passion, not proof.
That is not true. That is not true. Because you can make an opinion based on a fact. Meaning, I'll give you an example. Some Chelsea fan can come here and go like, Salah is not a good footballer. I will present him with the fact that he has the most big chances created in the league that has nothing to do with goals or assists. That is my opinion based off of fact. Don't make it out like opinion is just emotion. I watched that debate that Staffy had with Martin, and Staffy was bringing logical football points that involved opinion, emotion, and the football point, because you can link emotion to football, meaning I never heard the Emirates as loud as it was against Fulham the whole Premier League season, probably since December. That's the truth.
And
For
Atletico
3
as
months,
well.
the Emirates were falling asleep. They were tense.
They booed him
were
after the
nervous.
game like a few weeks
booing.
ago.
Yeah,
They were nervous, bro. And then against Fulham, they were singing. They were loud. They were up and down. They were excited. So your opinion can also be based off of fact and the way that you look at things. Opinion is not just emotion purely. That's just false.
Barca and Madrid don't need tactics to win La Liga. Bale already confirmed this, but Barca were more tactical than Madrid. Bale said that they didn't even train and they didn't do tactics before the La Liga.
They still played free-flowing attacking football that led, and that's why again Madrid is probably an anomaly because they had a mental team. Barca though played with a system. You cannot say Barca didn't play with a system.
Panel, is there a game? It's a very good system actually. It's called Pass to Messi, and inshallah. Is there a game Arsenal won by 2 goals this season?
Keep doing that garbage,
Is there a panel? Is there a game Arsenal won?
He does that all the time, bro. He likes to.
Is there a game? Is there a game panel?
Messi is the greatest of all time, but how come he only won with Enrique and Pep Guardiola? How come he didn't win with Setien and Tata Martino and Tito Villanueva and all these other bum managers?
Because Pep is a ridiculous coach and Enrique is a ridiculous coach.
Which means you need the system and the coach.
So you just
which means even Messi.
Good job, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, but I never said that Pep and Enrique are
the system is past the Messi. Behave yourself. Let's not.
What system? Barcelona's system away from Pep and Luis Enrique is actually Luis Enrique had nuclear weapons. Panel, is there a game Arsenal won by 2 goals this season that you thought was a bad performance? Everton. You know where I'm going with this? Everton. I thought Everton you were poor. I thought Everton you were poor. Was poor. Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, there are games that sit. By the way, can I tell you how Marco have the same energy? Man City won against Leeds, and I thought it was a bad performance.
Wait, Mo, there was a game that they won this season with 2 own goals. Wolves. Remember they beat Wolves with own goals. I swear it was like 2-0 or 2-1. That's a game with 2
Wolves at home, bro. 2-1.
Oh yeah.
2 own goals.
2 own goals, Malak.
Like,
so Marco, here you go. I give you enough example. Arsenal can now sit and enjoy the Bayern versus PSG. Actually, I don't think you should enjoy that.
No, you shouldn't enjoy. You should pray.
You should cheer for fucking Bayern.
No. I will enjoy. I'm sorry, bro.
It is
enjoy, but you want Bayern.
You guys say that, but I can argue if Bayern beat PSG, maybe Bayern is more difficult then.
Have a bias towards wanting Bayern to win, but that us do enjoy. Like the Champions League finals don't come a lot in life, so
you have to enjoy.
My best, but remember, Arsenal haven't won anything. They should never enjoy reaching a final. My best 5 is Norgard. There was a whole segment yesterday and today on TalkSport, a whole segment on ESPN.
Can I ask, are we allowed to enjoy our FA Cup final, or because our owners are crap?
No, so that's a final. So that's
we are coming to you. Where are you? We're coming to you.
I'm just asking. I just want to know if the goalposts are going to change.
There's only 3 left. Just quickly, 3 left.
Since I'm the Arsenal agenda guy, okay? Anyone who says they don't have the right to celebrate yesterday because they haven't won it, that is the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. I've always watched teams celebrate reaching a final. This is nothing new. Yesterday, they were saying they're celebrating like they won it. Bro, they've always done that. Teams celebrate when they reach the World Cup, let alone the final. They reach the World Cup. They reach a final of a competition. It's always happened. Generally, it's always happened, bro. I've seen United 2 years ago win the penalty kick against Brighton and reach the EFL Cup final, the League Cup. And
I saw the German team that won 4 World Cups celebrate when they clinched the World Cup spot. They won the World Cup 4 times, huh? When they clinched the World Cup spot, they celebrated. My best 5 is Norgard, Noni, Martinelli, Kepa, and Ben White. I thought Ben White was phenomenal yesterday, actually. Fantastic. I just said Barca were more tactical than Madrid. Okay, Jamal, fair enough.
That is correct.
Big up.
Not under Mourinho.
Mo is a Barca player, ignore him.
I have started seeing Spurs fans supporting Arsenal winning the Prem. If we beat the Hammers, Spurs survive. It is funny. 2 weeks ago, we were rivals. Listen, I think Spurs fans aren't worried about Arsenal winning the league now more than the relegation. If Spurs get relegated, they're fucking finished. You guys don't finished.
They won't be, unfortunately.
And it's not guaranteed that they come out the championship right away.
Yeah.
If you were an Arsenal fan, okay, good question. If you were an Arsenal fan, who would you want to face?
Bayern all day. Are you mad? Bayern have weaknesses.
I think Bayern as well.
Bayern midfield doesn't have enough legs. Their fullbacks are weaknesses. You could go at their center backs. PSG, the problem is there is no weakness, ya akhi. That's the problem. Yani you watch PSG,
even their midfield
could have an all-timer performance. Nuno Mendes could have an all-time performance. Their midfield three are technical beyond belief. Their front three, if two of them are shit, the third will turn up and it will bite you in the ass. Yani you really have to want PSG.
Too good, man.
The thing is, I feel like PSG have a lot more 1v1 weapons across the pitch.
Yeah.
And we saw yesterday, when we call Arteta a defensive coach, guys, like you got to be very careful with how you say it. Yesterday, look at the last 5 minutes again. He was so adamant. He almost went on the pitch himself to remind the players he wants a high press. Usually in the last 5 minutes when you're winning, you drop everyone to the box. He kept telling them push up because he didn't even want Atleti to get into their own half. So his way of defending is a lot more different. When you have a lot more 1v1 duels on the pitch, I kind of favor this PSG team. And also another factor, I don't think Harry Kane is going to do much against Gabriel and Saliba. You need something completely different to go at these guys. And I think like the kryptonite to someone like Gabriel and Saliba is someone like Dembele, someone with like high speed and agility, someone who could chop left and right. Harry Kane is going to go to the final. He's going to do the false nine gimmick. He's going to play in the midfield. He's going to leave Saliba and Gabriel on their own. And that's the last thing I want. If I want Arsenal to lose, I need PSG to be there. So you definitely.
And guys, don't forget the main X factor we also didn't mention. I would rather go up against Vincent Kompany than Luis Enrique.
I was about to say that.
That's probably the most important.
Lewis, I was making that point yesterday. Luis Enrique, when Arsenal attacked last season, he defended. When Aston Villa attacked, he defended. Vincent Kompany literally were up against Real Madrid and allowed Real Madrid 9 big chances. I actually think that Bayern Munich are here. There is a big luck factor there that Vinny and Mbappe were racing in missing chances. And chances that you would bank on them to score because he was winning. And actually, I know that Luis Enrique did it against Bayern Munich. But Luis Enrique did it against Bayern Munich. He was 5-2 up. Yeah, but Luis Enrique last season and this season has proved that he can defend. The guy who can have his team defend. I don't think that Vincent Kompany yet learned how to set up a defense. I don't think so.
If it wasn't for Camavinga's red card, Madrid probably could have gone through, by the way. They were winning 3-2 until that idiot got sent off.
And also the one thing that, if you're asking me, who would you bank on for Arteta to beat? Definitely it's fucking Vincent Kompany, not Luis Enrique. Not one of the best managers in the world, right?
Not
because
the
they got
winner.
Yes, they got a strong defense, PSG. They can defend very well. They can attack. By the way, PSG can literally go to Arsenal and say, have the fucking ball, we'll play on the counter. Vincent Kompany would never do this. Like Vincent Kompany would never do this. He would attack. So for me, I'm looking at Luis Enrique and I'm saying, if it's Luis Enrique, for me, it's 60-30. Sorry, 60-40, right? PSG. If it's Bayern, it's 50-50 or even Arsenal are favorites in the final. Maybe Arsenal can be favorites.
This is too much Arsenal glazing in one day.
Oh, and I don't think we're favorites even against Bayern, but I think it's a lot closer. But PSG, they're definitely favorites against us. Doesn't mean we cannot win. My only concern, right, is that in the last, 10, 15, as far as I can remember, only Chelsea won the Champions League when they were underdogs in the finals, when they were not favorites. Every other final was won by the favorites.
Twice,
yeah, exactly. Every other winner of the Champions League has been the favorite. But yeah, definitely would rather come up against Bayern. That doesn't mean we cannot beat
but I think this is much closer. I think this is much closer than, for example, Inter versus PSG or Inter versus Man City. There is the colossal difference.
I think Mo, no disrespect, bro. I think if PSG play against the 5 of us and another 6 from content creation, we
would not have lost 6-5.
Yeah, we would have not lost 5.
And I agree.
That's
what happened in that final is Like it's.
Did you hear what Jill from the Overlap said about yesterday? That game.
What did he say?
Jill is
Jill?
Is the
Number
woman.
who's Jill first?
Jill Scott.
The Overlap with like Roy Keane, Gary
the
Neville,
woman,
Scott,
the
Ian
girl.
Wright.
What did she say?
The lady, yeah. So yesterday they asked a question and they were like, "What's your favorite Champions League memory of all?" Or sorry, what's the best Champions League moment?
What did I say wrong? I said the woman. I said the woman.
Yeah, it's fine. It
I said him at first, but anyways, so they asked what was the best Champions League moment in history or something like that. She literally said last season when PSG beat Inter 5-0, she chose the worst final that we can all fucking remember, the most one-sided final I can ever remember as the best moment in Champions League history. Everyone else was naming like, oh, Bayern, not Bayern, Liverpool and what's their name, AC Milan 3-3. Yeah. Someone said the semifinal when one of
the best finals.
Spurs came out versus
the best
Ajax. Like great moments. Everyone's naming historic moments, and then she comes in and she says, "Yeah, the 5-0." She has the worst opinions on that show.
She said Bowen. She said Bowen. She said Bowen. She said Bowen for
player of the season. She said Mane was better than Neymar. And then she said this.
The same idiot who, when they were talking about Neymar and they were asking who's better in the Premier League, she said Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane.
How about Mane? Oh my god.
She said Sadio Mane is better than Neymar, and I'm like, okay, just go
ahead, bro. Listen, I'm all for diversity. We should have women reps more and stuff like that. But please go get educated.
Get the right ones.
Get
educated ones, please.
Judge Mo cancelled. Judge Mo cancelled.
Go get better women.
All of them, they don't actually know how to analyze the game that well. Even Gary Neville and Carragher, their analysis has gotten a lot worse over the last few years. I don't know if it's an agenda thing. I don't know if it's a marketing scheme. I don't know if they're doing it
Bernardo Silva had a man of the match performance against Arsenal, and they start saying player of the season. Man City fans wanted him benched the first half of the season. Yeah. What the fuck are we talking about?
Okay,
their opinions are so bad on that show.
2020, when Arsenal won the FA Cup, Arsenal fans were not supposed to celebrate, remember? I can remember
guys,
that,
remember when I used to say back in the day, this victim stuff has to stop. You know, when you're one of the best, people will say this about you. Just get over it.
The same thing about Liverpool.
Jeez Louise, they say this about everyone. No one's going to stop picking on you. It happens. Everybody gets.
I want PSG. I don't want Bayern, but Bayern will win today. They are going to the finals. I don't know. Can you tell us why? Why do you want fucking PSG, my man?
Before, bro, I'll be honest.
Why do you want PSG, bro? Stop saying.
Well, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm praying PSG lose.
Woman, I am sorry. What is wrong? I said the woman.
Oh, man.
She's a woman, man.
She's a woman.
Anyway, Chelsea. Question is, if Chelsea are linked to Xavi Hernandez, and
question is, if Arsenal won the Champions League,
you are. Ben Jacobs said that.
No, but this is what I was going to ask you earlier. Hold on. This is what I was going to ask you earlier.
Is your club over if Chelsea win the Champions League?
Hold on. No, our club is not over. Hold on. Do you guys believe?
Think about it, bro. They have more leagues than them.
Hold on. Do you guys believe, that journalists put out briefs for the club? Do you believe they brief? Like, people have this conspiracy, whether it's true or not.
Yes,
I
believe them. Okay. For the club, and I proved it for my own club.
Yeah, I agree with
journalists put out the same exact article with just change of words pre-game and post-game on Liverpool Football Club from three completely different newspapers.
I agree with you. My thing is, this is another one where it feels like it's a brief. It feels like it's another big name to add to that pot of managers because Xavi Hernandez is so left field. Unless they're saying that they're going to give him the absolute keys to the city, I would never even understand the back of my mind.
Xavi Hernandez is not like Xavi Hernandez will demand some stuff, but he ain't Luis Enrique. He ain't Pep Guardiola.
He might not be, but the thing that's weird to me is going.
He ain't even Xabi Alonso, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking to myself, It just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I'm thinking. I think this is another one of those briefs, probably, that's caught a little traction, and it will catch traction because have they spoken to somebody who's in his team potentially just to say, hey, we're looking for managers. Is he interested in interviewing? Maybe that. But is it so that Chelsea are actually in for Xavi Hernandez, like they want to hire him? They're looking at everything he's done before. I don't think so personally, but that's my personal opinion.
So why are you saying that?
because I think they're saying that about a lot of managers. I think when you're trying to find a new manager, even new players, I think you brief that you're going in for certain people to try and cover your own back. I think lots of clubs do that.
The conversation about Chelsea is done, guys, because Quest just closed the door on everything.
No. I'm not closing the door, but what I'm saying is, like,
finished,
even in the summer, even
you
in
know,
the
if you
summer,
don't get a top manager, you're finished, right? I think you're finished as a club.
It depends what you mean by.
What do you mean by
manager,
finished?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna tell you what I mean. I mean, okay. Here's what I think. I think if they get a good manager, they are actually, this season might be a write-off, and they can go next season and actually they can be like Man United. What I mean by this, I believe that Chelsea have a good team, right? Similar to what Man United fans were saying last season. 15 doesn't reflect the level and the quality of the players. We just needed a better manager. You know what I mean? I believe that the Chelsea players are good. All the Caicedo slander, the Palmer slander, it's warranted because they haven't performed. But in the same time, people don't have the same energy. For example, Sam, Caicedo's shit. Caicedo's not good. Caicedo's this.
When did I say
but
that?
he doesn't have the same energy for McAllister. Every excuse for McAllister and the others is the manager is bad. But with all due respect, Slot is 10 times better than Rosenior. Slot is 10 times better than Rosenior.
Another lie.
Right? That's not... Slot is 10 times better than Rosenior. Slot, with all due respect to everyone, Slot, but people would give leeway to Liverpool players because the manager is bad, but nobody would give Chelsea players leeway when they literally have a PE teacher managing them. And I'm like, so you saying now, this player is bad, this player is bad, have the same energy then. When Ten Hag was coaching Man United...
Okay, I'll explain
Let me finish. When Ten Hag was coaching, when Amorim was coaching, and people said, I'm not mad, I'm saying it's fact. When people are saying that Man United players aren't bad, they're just under a terrible coach, right? Same people now are not giving Chelsea players the same leeway. They are saying that this is their play, this is their level, this is that. No, I say Chelsea players aren't bad. They showed me a level under Maresca that is good enough. I know the talent is there. The problem is the club is in disarray. The environment is shit. There is so much toxicity in the club, and the manager that they hired is bad. That the players started underperforming, and some of them actually, I think they're down tools. I think so.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think that's.
Go ahead, Sam.
Can I answer because I was there is allegations thrown at me. First of all, no one says that McAllister is bad just because of the manager. That's a lie. I've criticized everyone on this Liverpool team, and we've had existential conversations about them all on MHF. So don't lie, Mo, just to make your point. Second of all, when it comes to
no, I'm not lying. You accuse me of lying. I'm not lying. You said every time I asked you about the players, you said I believe once we get a new coach, we can challenge. So that means you rate the players, and the only reason, because don't tell me I'm lying. You might not set the exact. Don't do this. You might not set the exact.
When you
same
say
words,
I don't keep the same energy, who have I not kept the same energy on?
No, don't do this.
I have literally called Salah washed. How's that not the same energy?
No. That's
I've said Van Dijk stop perfume defending. How's that not the same energy?
But you did you or did you not say for the majority of the season that if we get a new manager, we might challenge next season because I rate our players? Did you or did you not say that? That's the definition.
How does that make me different energy? I don't understand.
Because you're saying that the players are not playing well because of the manager, that you rate the players.
Okay, I'll explain this. I'll explain the difference to you. The difference is we rate Liverpool's transfer window. We don't rate Chelsea's transfer window. The thing you need to understand is this is regardless of manager. Meaning, I and you, with Maresca there, rated the Chelsea transfer window a 3 out of 10. So when we looked at the Chelsea players, who were the Chelsea players that we all rated headed into the season? Cucurella, Reece James, Enzo Caicedo, Palmer. The rest were either all new signings or question marks on them. Now, if I ask you the same question about Liverpool, who were the Liverpool players we rated? We probably rated the whole squad. Forget 1 or 2 players. Maybe the only ones we had questions on is Leone because he's a kid, or Joe Gomez because of his injuries, blah, blah, blah. But even Endo last season came in 10 minutes at the end of games and defended well and blah, blah, blah. So we rated the whole Liverpool squad.
Endo.
No, I'm saying even Endo for his level. He came in last season, played 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the end of games, and did his thing, tackled a couple of players here and there. My thing is, I'm looking at this current Liverpool team, and this is a team that went from Premier League champions to being below Man United after spending 450 million. So blaming the managers is two different things. If I rate your squad and I rate your team, and the players are performing really badly, all of them as a collective, I will look at the manager. But I don't rate Chelsea players. And also, one thing that we always use as an argument, my argument about some Chelsea players has simply been that some of them are overrated. Like, let's not act like 6 months ago Chelsea fans weren't telling us Caicedo is better than Rice. Show me on the football pitch. I'm comparing him to the players that they tell me he's on the level of.
Caicedo is a better player than McAllister, in my opinion. But you never said that. Caicedo is a better player than McAllister, in my opinion. In the midfield, Caicedo is better. In my opinion, if you're asking me, on raw talent, who are you choosing? Caicedo. But McAllister, listen, McAllister is a league champion.
McAllister at his best was PFA team of the season. I did shows last season with rivals.
Salah. Where we're going, but
no. Because Salah. That's the thing. Wallah, I'm gonna tell you guys. Don Hussam on his channel said, now I believe it. We won the league because of Salah. It was a Salah carry job last season. Verbatim, he said that on his channel.
Yeah, I said he carried the attack.
No, you said we won the league last season because of Salah.
Guys, I just want to remind you that Hector Bellerin was once a player of the season. Sorry, not player of the season. What's it called? The
PFA
team of the season.
Team of the season.
I don't think
you.
Bellerin was ever
of the season. He did. So we gotta be careful when we talk about these things. Like, you're gonna find yourself in like weird conversations.
Okay, we can have a debate about this. My point about this.
Of course.
Why are we saying that Chelsea players are just flat out bad? But we don't have the same.
Because some of them are bad, Mo. Can we agree that two things can be at the same time?
Who are bad? Okay, can you tell me who are bad? And I agree. I agree with some players are bad. But tell me who are
bad relative to what? Relative to them being a top 4 team?
Let me give you an example. Bad relative to the third on the table now, the top of the league in 2026 now, with an amateur manager, but can galvanize the team. You know who I'm talking about.
So compared to who? Like
Man United.
So who are we comparing them to? Like,
he means Man United. He means Man United.
Oh, you want to compare Chelsea players to us?
Question here. What do you mean bad?
Yeah,
bad is very
that's what I'm doing.
Like, what do you mean?
You gotta
because like in my definition as an example.
To say bad, you have to have a benchmark. Staffy asked for a benchmark. Okay. I gave you the benchmark.
So
I gave you the benchmark. The benchmark for me is Manchester United. I'm not talking Arsenal. I'm not talking City. I'm talking Man United.
But here's what you have to put in mind. There's players in this Man United team that I consider bad, but we're a top 4 team. So we have to be very careful with what we do here. So I'm gonna say some players that I don't think are good enough for a Chelsea team that is consistent a top 4 team, or someone that, let's just be honest, they should have took a step up this year and competed at least. That's at least what we said.
By the way, they can't stop it. Transfer window shit, as Hussam said.
Okay,
managerial change and the instability of the club.
I agree. So I'm gonna go back to what maybe like in the summer, if I'm building a team, adding to what they added last summer to go and compete. These are the players I'm gonna name. Number 1, Garnacho. Quest, I'm sorry, you drank the Kool-Aid. I was very happy. If you go back to that,
tell me what I said. Tell me what I said, Steph. Before you go any further, tell me what I said.
A quality player. When I was streaming with you, that was the happiest I ever was. It was okay. I did not once, when you said that, when you went on that monologue, I didn't interrupt you once. I didn't say nothing because I couldn't believe that someone was selling Garnacho as a good player. I wanted people to believe it because I wanted him out of the club. He's a
can I ask you this though? Do you think you've ever seen him as bad as he has been this season? Because I don't think in the last couple of weeks.
Down,
yes, because
the same footballer.
That's what I would agree with you on. I would say I've never seen Garnacho even with this lack of confidence. So now I think he's playing at a worst level we've ever seen. But
I think his lack of confidence made it worse. But I was sitting there last season, and I remember vividly on that stream or another stream. I was talking to you guys. I was telling you that he had the worst 1v1 dribbling stat in the league. For I forgot a minimum of how many dribbles attempted per season or per that season. And he had the worst conversion rate for players who took a certain amount of shots. I can't remember anymore. But he was literally on the bottom of some significant metrics for his position, and people still didn't want to hear it. And listen, Chelsea fans can deny it now. In the summer, they were telling me that Chelsea's a better environment. United is a bad club for development.
I said that, to be fair.
And he will come in and he will find a better environment to develop in. And I said, you know what, bro? Fair enough. You guys go ahead and try. And I couldn't believe that I got 40 million from you guys. But anyways, to go through some of the players, your back line, it needs gutting. Let's just be honest, especially your center backs. You can say Reece James is good. We know his fitness issues. Cucurella up and down. I think Hato's decent. But your center back position, shit. Is shit all over the place.
Colwill not bad.
No, they're not shit, actually. They're not shit. They're not shit.
Fofana's shit, Mo. Please, Mo.
I
think the center backs are all shit.
You know, I don't feel like I want to be respectful.
I don't think they're shit.
Fofana's a very poor player. But Sheila is a very poor player. Tosin Adarabioyo, I don't know. He should be playing in the championship. I'll be honest. I don't even think he's Premier League level.
Is overrated.
That's harsh.
I genuinely think he should be in the championship. In the midfield, I do rate to some extent. I rate Caicedo, Enzo, and Palmer, regardless of their forms. Yeah. Other than that, Santos is okay. Lavia, when he's fit, is okay. I guess they'll get away with that department. The lab, horrible.
Yeah, that one went really bad.
Garnacho. Gittins, I couldn't say much about him because he's young. I didn't watch him much. Got injured, so I want to leave him out of this. Neto, I guess some days he remembers he has a brain. Sometimes he doesn't. But like, bro, like I feel like I went through enough names to just mention a team that like just needs a lot more quality. Like I didn't even talk about Sanchez, and I think Sanchez is his hate is a little bit overdone because I do think he's like on a base level. He's like a decent level Premier League goalkeeper, but like you can argue that you need upgrade there as well. But that team, bro, I think the biggest thing is, and I feel like that's the conversation. Esteval, thank you, chat. Esteval's obviously it's his first year in England and stuff like that.
Yeah, Esteval's
I think the conversation that we need to have, Mo, is that how much them.
Guys, I disagree with you on the players. I think
Mo, can I say, please? This is important. The problem is you said relative to Man United. So now, in my opinion, I'm thinking relative to top 4. Okay. I think Chelsea
United have bad players, Hussam. That's why I didn't want to do it.
It's funny. I know. It's okay to have bad players and finish top 4. That's my point. Liverpool, this is the worst run of form we've had since Winston Churchill, and we still got top 4. Do you understand what it means since Winston Churchill? And we're still gonna make top 4. So I think you still have bad players. The problem is, this is not the ambition of a Chelsea fan. Like if I were to like, where he's with rivals now, but if I were like to bring 5 Chelsea fans on the stream and they were gonna have an ultra Chelsea deep dive, they would be talking about titles and the dream of winning a title and blah blah blah. The players that they have right now, with all due respect, are good enough to get top 4. I think with a good, by the way, I'm gonna take it a step further. Had they kept Maresca, they probably make top 5 anyway.
Yeah,
like, just
100%.
But Maresca, I think Maresca's punching above his weight, Hussam, and that's different.
I also agree with that.
I disagree. And by the way, Maresca is going to go manage Man City. I think Maresca is a very good coach. And wait, punching above his weight, like you think he's underrated, right?
Punching above his weight means he's overachieving with the squad.
Yeah. Okay, that I agree. Oh, sorry, I agree.
Because I could say,
I thought you meant he's managing a bigger club than him. Like
no. I'm not talking about the club size. I'm talking about with what he was achieving with the squad, because he was getting great results.
I haven't responded yet.
He had a bad run and stuff. But for me, when I
let you
like
respond,
Chelsea fans, when I look at Chelsea fans and
معلش مصطفى الأردنيين ما بيعرفوش في الذوق. Oh, that's what happened.
You want to know? Here's something crazy.
Quest, just so you don't get offended, remember what I told you? Every time Bassam and Mo speak in Arabic, they're insulting each other. They're never talking about
I was Jordanians.
I was thinking.
He said Jordanians have no manners.
Yeah.
I was listening to you guys yesterday, Mo.
That's not true, by the way.
I went to my family's house.
Look, wallahi, that's not true. You're a bad example for Jordanians. And I know Jordanians. You're a bad example for Jordanians. Because I know Jordanians. They are the example of politeness. Bro, these guys, look, I know Jordanians here. They're one of the most generous people here in Houston. Go ahead. تفضل.
كملت. Anyway.
اتعصبت؟ زعلت؟ هتعيط؟ You gonna cry? Okay, go ahead.
If I'm talking about Chelsea winning the league,
Arab League, everyone.
If I'm talking about Chelsea winning the league, I don't think they have a single player of league winning quality outside Reece James.
Okay, that's
the rest of the team. Wait, I'm saying winning the league. Relax.
Yeah,
now, if I'm comparing them to Man United, Caicedo on paper is better than Casemiro. Palmer on paper is better than their wingers. Cucurella on paper is better than their left backs. That stuff we don't disagree with. But when we're talking about taking that step up, as we've seen multiple times happen to multiple clubs, sometimes, just sometimes, when you are under pressure, it shows your true level. And we've seen that happen multiple times in a run-in. Meaning, I'll use my own club as an example. In the run-in last year, McAllister was levels above Gravenberg.
What are you doing?
That's why, by the way, McAllister January on a reel, yeah. McAllister January onwards was levels above Gravenberg,
Yes,
and his performances from January onwards is the reason why McAllister got into the team of the season. It wasn't the performances from August to December because he stepped up in the big moment. So I think if we're talking about Chelsea winning the league, can I see Caicedo being part of a league winning team? Yes. Can I see Enzo being part of a league winning team? Yes. Can I see Palmer? All these? Yes, I can see them, but they have to be part of a system with much better players around them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually agree with Marcus' comment. I think
say
they have. I think the players he mentioned are the players I would say are good enough to win the league, but that means they need another 4-5 starters. This is why I'm saying, like, when people say Colwill and Fofana and stuff, I don't think these are league-winning centre backs, in my opinion. And yes, I do agree with
Gabriel was not a league-winning centre back, and he made him.
I understand, but he became that. I don't think Colwill or Fofana, if they become
Let's
that,
use another example other than that flop.
I'm talking about how they are right now, and I do disagree.
Colwill
with
is not a flop. He got injured. Colwill is a very good role player.
No,
he just needed to be molded.
He
No,
flopped.
he's not. I think he's overrated. But I do disagree with Mo on one thing, because Mo started his whole thing by saying if they don't get a top class manager, they will. It's their end. It's their finish as a big club. Or something
I think
like that.
Palmer is. I think Enzo's gonna.
Point,
can I take before you say that, guys? I changed my shirt. This is the Morocco shirt. I was wearing the Egypt shirt. OK Jersey, we are running a 15% discount only for the next 24 hours. By the way, it's already so you have
tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow it expires.
Right now.
So okjersey.com. Don't forget to use code MHF15. It will give you 15%. I got Egypt, Norway, England, Morocco, Senegal as well.
That's at the World Cup, you'll find their shirt. I got Haiti shirts. I got Nigeria shirts as well. Sorry, they're not at the World Cup. I got the Ghana shirts. I got all shirts. So
no Egypt shirt. Okay.
I got
Egypt shirt from 4 months ago. هيها بالهاي احترم نفسك.
Guys, I just want to say Mo wore the Morocco jersey.
It's a vintage. You know this is a vintage Morocco jersey, right?
Guys, Mo wore a Morocco jersey because in 1 hour PSG played that have 1998. He wants PSG to win because he wants Arsenal to lose in the final. There you go.
He's injured.
Yeah, I think let me finish my conspiracy. This is your daily Mo agenda being exposed. There you go, guys. Arsenal fans, you know what to do now. Anyways, can we speak now, Mo, about what's really important with Chelsea? Because now you're talking about managers. What do you want to say? I feel like
I just wanted to say that the players at Chelsea are not as bad as there's a lot of serviceable players, and there's actually more serviceable players and actually not. I actually think Malo Gusto is a very good backup right back, and I think he can actually be good right back. I think Hatu's a good left back. I think Kukurea can be a very good left back. He actually in a good system can play.
Why is this guy backing these dusty Moroccans? Come on, let's go, man. You see, I got the guys, man. I got so many.
I'm actually buying it. I'm buying it now.
Let's go.
Oxen Billah, I'm actually buying now from OK Jersey.
If you're Senegalese, you shouldn't be a fan of this show.
وانت مصطفى مش هتنفعنا مش هتنفعنا.
أنا؟
جيب لك واحدة يا زلمة.
مصر. Did you get the Egypt shirt for the World Cup? يعني you are going to Egypt games. You aren't gonna buy the freaking shirt.
You will not catch me at a single
United in Egypt games يا أخي احترم نفسك.
والله you're not.
You will not catch me at a single Egypt game.
Well, like all my friends here, they bought like they bought
They're not going to an Egypt game? Aren't they in New Jersey?
No.
Where are they?
They're going to Washington. They're going to to Texas and Vancouver, Canada.
They're going to Canada.
Next to you?
Huh?
Isn't Washington next to you?
No, Washington State, not Washington D.C.
The state.
Washington State is like above like California and Oregon.
Washington State is northwest.
It's like the last state northwest. It's furthest away from me.
So anyway, going back to like Chelsea, I think if they get a good manager, I think you're not gonna tell me that Chelsea now are worse than Man United last season. Okay, before anyone jumps.
Hold on. Squad wise, there's not that much of a difference because last year we tanked massively because of the manager.
Yeah,
but our squad is better than this season because of the signings we made.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's my biggest problem with this argument, Mo. It's not who the manager is; it's what the role brings. I think being a manager of football of Chelsea Football Club right now, I think is the most undermined position in football.
So to counter this, Tafi, the names they are linked to, and I'm not sure if they are briefing the media or they are like doing this propaganda thing, but the names they are linked to, I believe that no one from these names will accept the job without a little bit of guarantees.
But that's the problem, because that's the whole reason Maresca left.
Maresca
wasn't a bad. He wasn't a bad.
That's logical. Okay, so maybe they're learning. Okay, them being linked to Xavi Hernandez and Xavi. Okay, no guarantees. But logically speaking, the three names they are linked to are Areola, Xavi Hernandez, and Xabi Alonso. Is that correct? These are the three names that they briefed the journalists. These are the three names, right?
I'll be honest with you.
None of them.
Areola, there's hope. If it's Marco Silva,
if
it's Marco Silva, finish.
I don't know. If they get Marco Silva, I think that Marco Silva will go to Chelsea and operate under the same rules, under the same conditions. Yeah. But I believe that Areola or Xavi Hernandez, Xabi Alonso, none of them will work under the same conditions. They will have to change something. And that something means you're going to have to buy them something. This logic dictates that. Do I know the future? No. But the logical saying is Xabi Alonso is not going to come in and commit a career suicide.
But that's
why he accepts the job.
This is why I believe these conversations are irrelevant right now. Because like we know what the biggest issue is. We don't think it's a manager issue. No one thinks that. No one thinks Chelsea have a manager issue. We all know it's an operational issue. It's the people up top.
More, you know what to do.
The way they recruit and the way they undermine their managers. The way Maresca left. The way Maresca left was it just told us everything we need to know about the situation of this club right now. And now they're gonna have a year without Champions League, which I think, by the way, was needed for them. But no Champions
I do think that.
Yeah, you had last season where we saw you get Champions League, and that was your chance to prove that when we level up in terms of where we are right now, we went from Conference League to Champions League. We're gonna change our recruitment based on where we were. And that's not what happened, bro. That is the problem. They upgraded without upgrading their tools, and they found themselves. And this is why, in my opinion, the season went the way it did. So now without Champions League, why am I meant to believe now this is going to be the wake up call for them to like, we're gonna respect their manager more, and we're gonna recruit better. We're gonna stop recruiting 17-year-olds from Strasbourg. I don't have any proof until
because of the managers they're linked to. That's it.
Yeah, Habibi Maresca winning them the Club World Cup wasn't enough for them to be like.
I think Maresca left because let me tell you something. At that time, Chelsea. I believe these owners are stupid. Well, the board, the directors are stupid.
I think they've made mistakes. I don't think it's stupid, but
I think they are stupid. In terms of football, guys,
that's a good point.
Quest, I believe stupid in football management.
You're stupid.
Yes, I believe in football management. What I mean by this, they thought that the Club World Cup and the Conference League are success. This is they thought this is success.
It is success. It is. No, listen. We can't. We cannot act like it's. This is now becoming, like we said earlier, where we're just coming up with ridiculous things. Winning trophies is the epitome of football. Playing good football is secondary to winning trophies. Playing good football can help you win trophies, but ultimately, if you're playing good football and not winning, it doesn't matter. We know this because we're
not any trophy. No, you're wrong. No, I disagree with you. Not any trophy.
We know this because we're seeing it with Arsenal right now. 2 weeks ago, people were wanting their manager out. They were booing the team off the pitch. Now there's an opportunity where clearing cut. They're in a final.
No, because Arsenal reached that level that is challenging.
Hold on, no. But they've been challenging for the last couple of years. The difference is, right, They've still not won. So there's still that insecurity within them. And you know that insecurity is there because when things go wrong, they lose their head.
I'm gonna ask you a great question.
Whether you like it or not, yeah, as a fan, winning a trophy is winning a trophy. Nobody would have. Look, I wasn't one of those fans that said we've won the Club World Cup, so now we're going to win everything. But I did say, okay, now we've won the Club World Cup in the fashion that we did, as in we beat the best team in the world, and we won another trophy alongside of that.
But
yes,
let me explain to you what I mean by this. What I mean by winning trophies is not an indication, unless it's the Champions League or the Premier League, is not an indication of your improvement as a football club. Let me give you an example. Arsenal lose the Champions League final, and Arsenal lose the league at the end for some whatever reason, okay, by 1 point or goal difference, and Chelsea win the FA Cup. Does that mean that Chelsea are in a better place than Arsenal? Answer question.
No, Mo, you're right.
No, let me tell you this. If it was the
because
Community Shield,
he said that
if it was the Community Shield, I'd hear you.
No.
How many games? And then we went and played PSG and we won. No. That's why the confidence
okay, so your answer. Okay, so your answer is yes. Your answer is yes. Chelsea are in a better place than Arsenal. Is that what I'm hearing?
Not my answer. If it was my answer, I would have said it.
So why are you dancing around the answer? Why?
Because I want to answer the
if it was
Community
Shield
before, but I can't because we're having irrelevant conversations.
It is a relevant conversation.
We've talking about Chelsea for the last 45 minutes and we've done nothing but talk about Liverpool and flipping Arsenal and Man United.
No, I'm talking about Chelsea. I told you the Club World Cup. I told you the problem. I was linking this to the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup is not an indication of the club's progression. The club's progression is how you're doing in the league. The club's progression is how do you progress in the Champions League, not winning the FA Cup and the Club World Cup.
If you win the Club World Cup, be in Botafogo, fine. But Maresca, right? This was the progress we did make. Maresca showed in that final that he was able to go toe-to-toe with one of the best managers in the world, the best team in the world, and beat them. Do you know why you know it was some sense of progress? Because after that game, Enrique came out and said, one of the worst teams that have given me a headache, that have changed the way I think now, is Maresca's Chelsea team. You can go and find that factual comment right now on Google. If I'm lying, I'm crying. So you can go and find Enrique saying that changed him, right? So whether they were tired or not, because I'm not hearing, by the way, I'm not hearing tired, right? If Arsenal lose, we're not going to say it's because you're tired. It's going to be because you got outplayed. That's it. PSG have done this to everybody. So it's no diss, right? But at the end of the day, it was some semblance of progress in the sense that, wow, okay, potentially, because we hadn't seen ourselves go up against some of the big boys, potentially we have what it takes to go up against some of the big boys. Cool. That's it. It ends there. Do you know what I mean?
Look, I want to add something.
Let me just say one thing.
I want to add something.
One thing.
Listen.
Quest, there's a reason I'm...
If you don't want to post all this stuff and laugh at the thing, just have the convo.
No. I'm sorry.
And say we're going to
He's not laughing at Chelsea.
I'm laughing at
I'm not.
Wallahi, you know what I say. Wallahi, I'm laughing at Mo. Let me just say one thing. You know that one of the things I'm laughing at as well is Chelsea sacking Maresca. I take myself back, and I can't believe I defended the Chelsea manager this much, but I was fighting Chelsea fans for Chelsea not sacking Maresca. I swear, Quest probably met me just after Maresca was sacked, so he didn't even meet me back then. I remember in the Maresca era, people were like, yeah, but we didn't even beat the promoted sides. We lost to this team. I'm like, guys, there is a buzzword in football that actually has a meaning. Some buzzwords in football, I feel like people just use, but some words actually there is something behind it. The Chelsea buzzword that they desperately need is something called stability. Stability. Why has Palmer dropped in form? Why has Caicedo dropped in form? Why has Enzo dropped in form?
Well, then Quest and Kojo have been saying this for a while, though.
Is that something to do with them as well? Or is it just the manager? I believe as well, changing your because I'm putting myself in their shoes. I'm going to put myself in Enzo Fernandez's shoes. I joined Chelsea. From when I joined Chelsea, yeah? Tuchel, Lampard, Potter, Andrew Tate, Maresca, Pochettino.
What the fuck is Andrew Tate?
Liam Rosenior, Dan Potts, and now they're going to get a new manager. which fucking player in 3 years is gonna be elite with 9 different managers? This is not normal.
Yeah, Habibi, the stability is not even just the manager, Ya Hassam. Ya Hassam, every year they go and they just sell players for the sake of it. Like they had what's his name in left wing the season before. It was Sancho and who I forgot. They had whoever the 2 left wingers were. It was Sancho and someone else. I can't remember. But anyways, Mudryk and then they signed. Let's just say you built a relationship with Cucurella. And then the season after, they just completely changed their left wingers and then brought in, what's his name, Garnacho and Gittins. If you build a relationship with your left winger after 1 season, they're not even coming back. So now you got to build a new relationship. It's been done across the pitch. Like they don't even have a stable back 2. When's the last time we had a back 2? Like it was Colwell and whoever they're gonna sign. They can't even get him a partner. You can't have stability just from it's not just from managers. It's from players being on the pitch. You can't just continue to flip players every 2 years. We're just gonna flip them for a profit and bring someone in.
But it's multiple. That's talking without the context of the. Let's even look at the left-hand side. That left-hand side was Sancho, who didn't want to cut his wages. It's Sterling, who, by the way, was an absolute terrorist at times when playing with the squad the season before, not passing at Wolves, skying balls over the bar with Leicester, all sorts of crimes he committed against the clubs. All right. And then, guess what? The beautiful part was Maresca came in and said he doesn't want him. Maresca came and played the same fiddle as the club were playing and said, yeah. Well, if the club doesn't want him, I don't want him either. Cool. He also went and then, I mean, you also can't, you can't advocate for the fact that, Mudryk advocates the wrong word, but Mudryk then goes and ends up in a drug scandal. It's flipping ridiculous. So then at that point,
that's a fair point.
You can actually say, yeah, okay, Chelsea should have, because I agree with you, Chelsea should have maybe or probably should have gone out then and signed an experienced winger. But then what do you do if you've got Mudryk coming back? You can't just say, oh, you're going to block his pathway.
No, that's a fair...
Do you know what I'm saying? So
that's a fair point when it comes to that position specifically. Yeah, but like I can also do it across the pitch.
I know, but hear me out, because then Maresca was like, okay, well, bring me Premier League proven players, as in they have experience in the Premier League, right? And these are the players that are young enough that they can fit the model to. I'm not saying they were good. I'm not saying they were the right profile of players. But Maresca also agreed to this. So that's why you saw him, you saw us get rid of Vega and keep tossing. You saw us get rid of Sterling, and obviously Mudryk went and let Sancho go, and they brought in Garnacho. That's why I said from the start, he was the priority signing. Not the right signing necessarily, but I had more faith that he could have been a good signing. I think you're right. So many other factors have contributed to his downfall now. The issue is we're just now at this point having conversations, right? Not necessarily you guys, right? We're having conversations about Chelsea that are what everybody's complained about with football content before. We're now not having constructive conversation about Chelsea. Everybody's trying to dunk on it without content. It's ridiculous. The truth is,
I am not there. I always try to have a genuine conversation.
So we're having a normal conversation, to say we're finished, next season is bonkers. No one can predict this.
I agree with that. That's why I disagreed with Mo initially when he said that. Like,
and also with the way the squad is now, we are right.
In terms of what though?
We have to wait.
It's an exaggeration, Quest, like a little bit of that. But what I mean by finished, if you hire the wrong manager, what I mean, a Gary O'Neill, someone from that level, I think your club might take like 2 years back steps.
I agree with you.
That's what I mean by finished. I don't mean finished like relegation, guys. Like,
but this is why but this is what I'm saying.
I didn't think you meant relegation. I thought you meant that they'll struggle to make top 10 like that. I think even if they hire a manager that's not that great,
can make top 10.
They'll still be in the top 6. Yeah, but I do agree that I don't think it's even the manager. I think it's they need to change that philosophy and stop signing players that fit that under 25 whatever profile.
But you know what's
this
crazy,
stage right now, you need experience and you need quality experience.
But we weren't doing that when they first came in. So someone made a good point the other day. I can't remember who I was on stream with the other day. It might have been David. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to quote him something and he ends up getting cooked for it, right? But the point was when they first came in, they weren't signing these players. You forget we signed Nkunku. We signed Sterling. We signed Koulibaly. We were signing players that were well established. Even Enzo Fernandez.
That was the Bowley era.
Played. Yeah. So for me, we had it. I think it all changed because they were going, okay, What we need to do is try and build something where we can claim a bit of money back, which I understand because there was no guarantee of the type of punishment we were also going to get. So now that the punishments are finished, all of a sudden you see the club is briefing, yeah, we're going to change our strategy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think they had to wait to see how much damage was going to be caused. And I also think, to be honest with you, I think these guys knowing money, well, try to cut a couple corners. I will agree with that. I think they had a bad summer because what they did was they went, Maresca's doing a good job. And actually, if we plug a couple holes rather than fixing the whole wall, we'll be okay. And I think that's why we saw signings like Gittins and Garnachos to go, we can take a little bit of a drop in quality to try and sustain for this season. Delap, no one could have predicted what happened with Delap. I mean, I watched Delap I watched us go away to Portman Road at Ipswich and he bullied our centre-backs and won a penalty. And everybody was like, wow, Delap's going to be one of the next best.
A lot of people predicted it.
They were
Man United wanted Delap. Like, are we going to joke here? Man United.
So there's lots of things here where I'm going, I agree with you.
Yeah, but I also think that was stupidity. Like, I don't think any player that has one
I'd still take Delap, by the way. I know it's not a famous opinion, but I'd still take him.
I think that's ridiculous, bro. Any player that has one good season with a mid-table club or lower, for me, and people say, oh, he's so good. I think that's just crazy. I think Semenyo got that move because he did it for 2-3 years in a row. Yeah, but
to be fair, Cunha's impact on Wolves is much. But
Cunha was an international player. Cunha was the star of Cunha is not the same as Delap. I hear. Yeah. But I hear your point. I actually think that Delap has football ability, which actually it proves the point. Delap can be a good backup striker.
Why do you think he has football ability? He doesn't dribble that well. He's not quick. He's not great in like one-on-one situations. He's only good at wrestling. When I say wrestling, obviously I don't mean it in the actual sense. I mean he's good in the physical battle. I'll give you that. But that's 90%.
No, Ash, do you know why I disagree with you? Do you know why
Can I put the statement out, Quest? Can I say one statement? One statement? Just one statement, Quest? If Eucharist can be the starting striker for the team that are about to win the double, Delap can be the backup striker for a team that is trying to make top 4.
Don't do that, sorry. Habibi, because at least Eucharist, even though I agree, didn't translate, and I completely understand his massive difference in the leagues, but there's at least a slight hint of evidence that fans had in the summer where they said, okay, for this team in this league, he's done something mental. We don't even have any shred of evidence for that.
Wait. I can give you something. His first season with Ipswich, he scored 12 goals in the league. Everyone said if he scored 12 for Ipswich, imagine how many he can score playing in a bigger team with players and stuff.
Yes. No, exactly. But Staffy, you know that's not how it works.
No one criticized the Delap signing in the summer. It was cheap. It was a backup option.
Yeah. I mean, it was great business. It was good. Everyone thought it was great business.
The reason why me and Mo rated the transfer window low for Chelsea is they didn't get the centre back, Garnacho, Gittins. Those 3 reasons is, and I think it was more. I think it was because they didn't get backup right winger, right, or something like this.
And also because they were linked to Manyan, and they chose not to. They chose not to pay 15 million for Manyan.
But that's why I was asking you guys about briefs earlier, because I think a lot of those players that they were saying they were going to buy were pure briefs. They never had the intention to buy.
To Garnacho is like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, I hear that.
Okay. Speaking of briefs, can I ask you a question? Remember when Maresca came out? Because this is a conspiracy in my mind. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, but this is one of my conspiracies. I want to know if you think it's a real conspiracy or not. Look, before Maresca was sacked, when he came out and said like this has been like the worst 24 hours of my life as a Chelsea manager. Remember like that press conference specifically when he said that? Yeah. 24 hours before that, you guys were linked to Semenyo in the morning, and then by the night, the link went. Do you think that's related to why Maresca left?
Yes, I'll be honest with you. I think not only that, I think there was probably players in the squad as well that were showing him that they weren't enthusiastic about the way he wanted to play football. That is what makes me think, look, would he leave if just the owners weren't supporting him? I'm not sure, because I think he came in knowing what he was going to work with. That first season, the plan was the same. You have these players, but we're going to bring in younger players, and we want you to work with these young players to try and create a squad that will hopefully help you be balanced. I think something happened in the summer where they said, we've got to sell a couple of players that are part of the fringe squad to make some money back. And also, we need you to take on a few more. I think that frustrated him I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think him asking for a centre-back put him on alert. And then I think City came in and started talking, and his agent, and I think he was like, okay, maybe I can entertain this. And then when he explained it to Chelsea, I think they got upset. That probably caused issues. I think then, to be honest, if I'm being honest with you, if I had to pick out a culprit for who it might have been as a player, I think it's probably most likely to be someone like Palmer. And I say that because after the Conference League final, he was the only player that said he got bored of playing that way. And I think if he lost his influence a little bit over someone like Palmer, I think he probably thought, do you know what? If these players don't even want to work as hard as I'm trying to get them to work, if they don't want to understand what it takes to play for Chelsea, because then he started criticizing Chelsea players. He hadn't done that up until that point. I think if he did that and then the club, I think that was the point he was like, you know what, it's not worth it. Let me walk away.
Plus that one very good season Palmer had was under Poch, right?
Under Poch, yes.
It was under Poch.
And just for Poch is what we're saying, okay.
I will give credit to Quest, by the way, since I've met Quest, just so you guys know.
Why was he a criminal?
Oh, he's a criminal, Ash. You're never going to change my mind. He's ex-Spurs and he came in and said, Chelsea have to accept who they are. Don't you ever tell me that. You are Spurs.
Well, now you don't
ever. No.
Now you don't have to accept it.
No. I don't even care. I don't
it's forced on you anyways.
Listen, at the end of the day, as bad
I think
as
he meant accept who you are at that stage.
Listen,
like where you were then.
If you're Frank
Lampard, which is what half your fan base says.
Frank Lampard said the same thing the season before while we were fourth and pushing for Champions League. Poch was coming sick and struggling and not getting Champions League final and lost the final. He can never, ever.
Don't do that nonsense. He came
I don't
sixth
care what
you guys finished.
I can't say what don't say. He's Poch.
He came 1 second.
He
came sixth. He came
Wait,
sixth.
Quest, you were
you guys
Poch out?
finished.
I thought you weren't Poch out.
But do you know why I was Poch out? Because I was seeing him pick lineups that were insane. I was seeing us go to Nottingham Forest and other bottom feeder teams in the league at the time, and we're playing basketball football against them. We had no control.
People miss the context. He came sixth after you guys finished 12th the previous season. And he took you to
Ash,
he took you to a League Cup final,
let me ask you this.
And an FA Cup semi-final where you played better than Man City.
Brilliant. So if that's a good thing, why will you not accept that our club has also made progress under Blue Coat? Why do you want to give all the plaudits to Poch?
Wait, stop.
If you are giving plaudits to Poch, you have to give plaudits to Blue Coat.
I've been telling you all this while up until when we streamed a month ago, whenever. I said up until last season, you were progressing. You were taking steps forward. You went from
I shot at the wrong person. I shot at the wrong person.
That is correct.
Let me put my gun down.
Exactly.
Let me put my gun down. My bad. Let me put my gun down.
I'm saying this season now you have regressed.
Put the gun up again.
My bad. Because that's my frustration.
Now you have regressed. The season now you have regressed.
Yes.
This season, everyone can admit it's a regression on and off the
100%. For me, the Maresca signing was so beautiful. I love Maresca. That's why I actually hate him now, because I still love him, right? For me, I wish he would have stuck it out longer, but I think it can't be just the club. I think some of the players must have turned as well, and perhaps he got wind of it. And if I'm being also honest, I look at some of these Callum McFarlanes and all these other coaches. I think they also might not be to be trusted. I think there's people in that camp that were around Maresca that were working against him. So as a man, I hold no smoke for him. I hold a lot of smoke for the club right now. The whole Blue Code Quest thing is actually a joke, because people actually think I get brown envelopes through my letterbox, and I tell you now, if I did, I'd be backing him a lot more. Tell you that, right? But
if you see Quest driving the Lamborghini, you know where that money came
exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. If you see me in a Benz or a Beamer, you know what happened, yeah. But for me, most importantly, the thing is, like we said, they made mistakes, they created problems. You have a summer to fix it. If you don't fix it in a summer and by Jan, because I have to be fair, you're not going to do all these signings in the summer. It's not going to happen. But if by January, we're not looking better with a better manager, then me and Blue Co, when I say I'm not for them necessarily, but I'm not against them because I know they're not going anywhere, that will be the end of my defense of Blue Co.
Because as we said about Arsenal earlier, it's all about changing the intent.
Yes.
And
yes,
I think I agree with you when you say you can't fix everything in one summer. No one can. It's just, it's proven to never be a good plan. And some clubs go out and overspend in the summer anyways, thinking they can patch up everything in one summer. And honestly, these summers tend to fail a lot. Just look at Liverpool. They spent how much and it didn't work. But I think the intent is very important. If they go and right off the bat, they start doing the same thing again. They go hire someone who's very similar to, what's his name, Rosenior. You start signing players that I mean, now it's going to be difficult because you won't be in Champions League. So now attracting players is harder. But if you see all the players that people want, like Mike Maignan or whatever, these guys are just being overruled or just ruled out, because they're over 26 and 27-year-old. Like, I'm not even going to have to wait until the end of the summer, to just predict that this is just going to be the same failure again. Because guess what? You'll probably have a good signing like Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro was a good signing. But then for every Joao Pedro, you're going to have a Garnacho. You're going to have a Gittins. You're going to have these players that most likely end up being busts. For like every like one good player, you're going to have like 4 bad players if you continue to do this.
I agree.
And you know what?
I agree with that, and I agree with Mo when I say the coach is the most important thingy here. Because look, if we end up getting Alonso, that will change just even the mentality and expectation. And I think the issue is now is expectation.
But not just that, though, Quest. I think you have to fix some things from the top. For example, why do you have 5 sporting directors? What kind of club?
Actually, we don't talk about that enough. And the fact that they're all in a job, by the way.
It is a weird one. I don't know enough about businesses and behind the scenes of football to say whether it's a bad idea or not. All I know is that obviously they're trying new things, and this season it's really not working. So I can't blame people for trying new things. I don't think you want something in football where people never try new things, but at the same time, you're right in that now you have to start correcting your mistakes. You've run out of leeway. I think, to be honest, too many Chelsea fans have lost patience too early. I think that's just the same Arsenal fans you might find where you lose one game and they're saying the whole club is rotten top to bottom. I just think that's just too emotional. I think that's actually about your ego, nothing to do with your love for the club. For me,
someone said in the comments, honestly, it's too many opinions. I think versus like having the one person you
do you know to say المركب اللي ليها رئيسين تغرق?
Explain that to me, please, brother.
So it basically means like
they have the same say in English, by the way.
Yeah, it's like you know when you say too many cooks in the kitchen. We have something that's like it basically means like a ship with 2 captains ends up sinking because they both can oppose their opinions. You don't have 2 captains, you have 5. So that's even worse. There's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Let's do the super chat, guys. This is a very good conversation. Give me Khairat Almighty. I don't give a fuck about revenge. That's not response to Robert is saying, I want PSG just to silence the world if we win it. Nobody cares.
Honestly, Robert.
Yeah, Habibi, Liverpool beat Spurs in the final, and Hussam talks about it like they beat Prime Barca. No one cares who you beat in the final.
Exactly. No one cares.
Yeah. With a penalty,
no one cares.
But that wasn't
Staffy, what about Ian Wright on the overlap? I think he's too emotional. My opinion, Ian
Wright is emotional.
I think Ian Wright is emotional. I think Roy Keane is miserable. I think Jill has no clue what she's talking about, and Gary Neville is just Gary Neville. Honestly,
I actually like Gary Neville.
I like them though. I just think
I actually think Arsenal fans.
Ian Wright is the more likable one.
I actually think that most Arsenal fans take their opinions and actually not listen. I actually think that Gary Neville is a very logical person when he speaks about football most of the time.
Yeah.
I actually believe that a lot of Arsenal fans think that Gary Neville has an agenda against the club. I actually think that a lot of times when Gary Neville speaks, most of the times he speaks his mind and he speaks sense. He ain't a rage baiter like what people think. In my opinion.
Until it comes to talking about United.
Honestly, I don't enjoy any pundit analyzing the game. I'm talking about players, not managers, more than like outside Henry. Because at least Henry, when I listen to his analysis, he actually tells you this is how this player could have done this, or this is how the system is shaped, or like he actually discusses the football breakdown versus these other analysts. I feel they say things that are so contradictory and stupid and emotional, like about you need to want it more, I need to do this. I'm like, there's no analysis of the actual game.
No, see that Martin is falling
Wenger does really well
like,
as well.
For example, Martin is falling for the trap. Gary Neville, after the Newcastle game, said that Arsenal should do something, and then people said he has an agenda. But literally, Arsenal fans were saying the same, but people didn't like it from Gary Neville because it's Gary Neville.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's the messenger, Mo, not the messenger.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Arsenal fans were saying the same, but because it's Gary Neville, they didn't like it.
Yeah. I think Gary Neville's predicted Arsenal to win the league like the last 2 seasons in a row, I think.
He's predicted us to win the league again now, even now.
Chelsea needs Cesc.
You see, this is crazy to me.
I hope
He's got as much experience as Rosenior.
I mean, to be fair, he's
yeah. What are you on about?
He's a very good
as a coach. He's
a very good football mind.
As a coach, but as a coach, he has as much.
He's already
experience.
done more with Como than what I think Rosenior has done with Hull City or.
And he has a very good football mind, bro. Like sometimes you can just tell from how someone talks about football.
But we're talking about jobs. We're talking about jobs. If we're actually boiling it down,
yeah,
Quest is right. Quest is 100% correct. Because actually Rosenior at Chelsea was more experienced than Pep when he was hired at Barcelona. So Quest is so correct here. He's so correct. Rosenior, when he was hired at Chelsea, had more experience than Pep Guardiola when he was hired at Barcelona. It's so true.
But like Rosenior is nowhere near the football mind that Cesc is.
I can agree with that. But if we're talking managerial experience, especially a club like Chelsea, where we can all say Chelsea is a toxic cesspit. If you're not winning within 5 games, it's not even that the media will turn on you; the fans will turn on you. So
what has Rosenior done before Chelsea that tells you he's done better than?
Listen, by the way, I was the one that stand for Rosenior. Yeah, I was like, "Yo, get on the train. He's the guy." I was wrong, very, very wrong. He crumbled quick. But this is also you're assuming that Cesc will come and be able to deal with that pressure.
No one is saying first of all, Cesc has proven he has way better chance of dealing with the pressure than Rosenior has because a lot of not just Como. Look, the reality is, guys, I'll say this, and I've said this about many managers in the past.
By the way, he speaks very well, Cesc, by the way, and he was hammered in the Italian media about a lot of stuff, by the way.
Forget the way he speaks.
Yeah, he's also
the reality is, if you're a coach that has a good attacking style, and you had elite winning mentality as a player, which he has because he's won many things, massive things. I think those two recipes eventually lead to good success.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Well, Paul Scholes managed the Oxford and they were rubbish. Gerrard has only managed Aston Villa.
Yeah, but you missed my first part. You have to be a good attacking coach.
Because they were overrated. They were overrated players and they played under Fergie. That's the thing.
Can you have some respect? Why do you have to end the show on this? Did you just call Scholes overrated? Don't invite me on this channel.
Don't get upset. Don't get upset. It's okay.
No respect. No respect.
Okay.
Quest. Sorry, anyway, I dragged it on. Sorry, I dragged it on.
Quest, just as simple as Cesc Fabregas has more in his resume than Rosenior, even though he has less in coaching because of who coached him, the amount of trophies.
He's very similar to Xabi. Look at Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso. I think there's some players.
It's similar to Zidane.
Xavi Hernandez.
That's what I was about to Mo, there's certain football minds that you can tell if they have the personality to coach because of you already rating their football minds. You already know they're going to be successful managed. I always say, as an example, midfielders end up being some of the best some of the best managers because their whole life, especially DMs, they play the positions that are like the more complex to understand. So they tend to have more IQ than more the footballers on the pitch. Yeah. It usually translates well into managers. Cesc, in my belief, is similar to that. And you look at the manager that coached him, you'll learn that he'll learn a little bit of Wenger, a little bit of Pep, a little bit of Mourinho. Those 3 alone, I don't even need to look at who else coached. Conte, what's his name at Barca? There was someone after Pep. I can't remember.
Tito Villanueva.
It's a good bet to take, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Marco Silva prediction: Granit Xhaka is going to be a very good manager because Granit Xhaka.
Look at Martin in the chat as an example. How can someone call Cesc Fabregas a bum?
That's how
I must respect their football opinion. Can you put that comment up? I just want you to put it up there. I just want you to put it up.
Yeah, Martin is just angry.
Can I do the super chats and then I will put the comment up?
I just want it to be there so I can take.
Is that City Martin?
No.
It's Arsenal.
That's Arsenal Martin.
Hey,
Arsenal Martin is calling arguably one of the best midfielders in his club's history a bum. Here we go, guys.
Crazy.
Mad.
Marco Silva suits Chelsea mid-table manager for a mid-table club for a mid-table ownership. That's actually a Chelsea fan, actually.
You know what, bro?
If we get Marco Silva, my heart's not been broken yet. If we get Marco Silva, that will be the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. My heart will be broken.
Hold on.
what Rosenior did at Strasbourg, to me, it made sense that him coming across, he'd be able to stabilize the club.
He had a 56% win rate.
Hey, brother, listen, we don't have to agree. It was just my opinion at the time. I'm looking at Marco Silva going, with the circumstances now and the fever pitch that we're dealing with, if you bring in Marco Silva now...
Wait, so who do you want, Quest? Who do you want?
For me, it's either Iraola or Alonso.
I hope you get Iraola, I'll be honest.
If it's Alonso, I'll be happy. You might hear me talk crazy in the summer. You might. If it's Iraola, you're gonna see me be very humble. Very humble. No, because but you have to allow me to also be excited. Sometimes when you get
you're allowed to be excited.
Yeah. I'm
allowed to be
crazy things and excited.
Hey, listen, we don't judge. We'll just
fans.
I didn't say we won't judge forever. We'll just judge later.
But I will judge later about Garnacho again.
If Man United fans can say they will win number 21 next season.
Yeah. Who said that? See, this is why United fans don't come to your channel more, because you put words in our mouth.
I know Touchline, I think. Did Touchline not say that?
طيب يعني ما تخلينيش اقول حاجه يعني
خلاص
بس يعني خلاص انت فاهم انا عايز اقول ايه انت فاهم انا عايز اقول
because okay, just to let you guys know, he said he says he's a bum because he fucked off to Barca.
Crazy. Like Henry's a bum. Hello.
Yeah, Henry. Wait, is Henry a bum, guys? Because Henry left us.
Was it Flamini? No, it wasn't Flamini.
No, someone else.
I swear there was someone else. Song was a bum.
No, it was Leb. It was Song.
By the way, Fabregas was from Barca. So Fabregas went home.
By the way, first, yeah, exactly. One is he went back to his boyhood club. That's one. Yeah. And then he begged to come back to us, and we said no, and he went to Chelsea. That's one.
Exactly. Secondly, he wanted to come back to Arsenal. Tell the full story.
Henry left us to go to Barcelona. Leb after an incredible
Vermaelen,
season.
thank you. That's a good one.
Our captain Vermaelen decided to leave us and go to Barcelona. Alex Song had one good season, decided he wants to go to Barcelona. Let's not do that. At least Cesc gave us way more than these guys.
Barcelona was a superior institution to Arsenal at that time. Let's not.
Every way.
It wasn't a comparison.
And he was going back to play with Messi and Piqué that he grew up with.
Yeah.
He grew up with them.
He's from the sorry, can I just say, because earlier I heard Mo
we're never finishing the show.
Facts, yeah. He said, nobody remembers who Chelsea beat that season we won the Champions League against Bayern.
I have to go speaking of because عند المباراة.
It's only the semi-final because I keep seeing the semi-final.
I'm gonna go, you guys. Big up.
I saw the semi-final multiple times. صلاة التراويح ما صلاة المغرب والعشاء وصلاة التراويح.
صليتش العشاء صلاة المغرب.
صلي على النبي صلي.
Sorry, Quest.
It's because these players. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for laughing. By the way, when you were speaking, I know this true, but I was laughing.
I'm gonna tell you.
I apologize for the draining behavior.
I'm gonna tell you why he was laughing after the show.
British people don't know shit about football. That's what he was saying, honestly.
What I was saying is follow me on Instagram at DonSam6. See you guys later, man. Peace out.
Jordanians have no respect. That's the problem.
Can we read Wallahi, there's like 5 super chats.
This guy grew up in Zamalek.
Don't complain. We're giving you such good football conversations. You don't get this with the other shows. I know you don't.
Yeah. Can you appreciate the greatness on this panel today?
Other shows, I've seen your other show where people are like, people say I'm shouting. I've seen the other show where people are like, what do you mean? And you're like, don't complain.
No, Ashraf, and go watch him on القهوة. Oh, Hussam, this is why I told you. أنا بعرفش أتكلم مع حمزة. And now here no one's shouting and he doesn't like it.
Guys, I don't like it.
قلت لك يا حسام ما بعرفش اعمل الشو ده مع حمزة. And here no one is yelling, but he wants to interrupt us every 2 seconds. Maybe Hussam was cooking.
They will not let me talk. I wanted to say, but they kept interrupting me. Yeah, be happy.
Yeah, Hussam, this show is not for me. It is too much yelling. It is too much shamelessness.
Hey, Mo, we love you.
Oh, that was a good one. We needed that.
You guys finished?
Asana.
I want to go and eat something. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to take my wife to the hospital. And I haven't had any.
Now you're trying to make us feel guilty. Wallah, that's very low.
Now he's trying to make us feel guilty. Don't give me that garbage.
My wife was in the hospital. As if us saying that has anything to do with it. Now you're guilt tripping us.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is 15 minutes left to the game. 15 minutes.
You think we're not gonna go watch the game, Yanni?
Yeah, Habibi, I wanna go prepare food and stuff. Right?
What are you gonna eat?
Enchiladas.
يلا الله يرحم.
Enchiladas.
الله يرحم. شتكو ارتاحت. يلا كمل.
It's Oh my God! Sorry, Quest has to get in on these jokes, Arabic jokes.
You guys
bro.
got to do lessons with me, man. I don't understand.
Bro, you gotta get on these Arabic jokes, bro.
We have to.
It's because these players won the league last season, so it's much easier than Chelsea to challenge next season. I actually think that one of the reasons Liverpool won the league last season is because of Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk being at the top and Trent being there. Most of the players that won the league with Liverpool last season that were amazing actually aren't playing at the same level. Trent left, Salah left, Alisson might go. There's only Van Dijk who's declining. I don't think McAllister is the main reason Liverpool. I don't think McAllister is the reason why Liverpool won the league. Gravenberch had a season at the DM that is unmatched, and I think that he dropped off. Manager, by the way, see,
only Szoboszlai played better this season. Everyone else.
I think the manager is part of it, but the difference is I hold the same energy for Chelsea. I say the manager and the managerial changes and the instability of the club is why Caicedo dropped off, why Palmer dropped off, why a lot of them dropped off. That's why.
Yeah.
Only an hour until Halal Ball. Wallahi, Halal Ball. I said yesterday.
It wasn't that bad, I think. It was okay. Like, at least from our side, we played well. It was Atletico that played the haram ball.
I said, is Casemiro staying?
No, he said it's almost impossible for him to stay now.
Actually, I think it's confirmed today. He wants to play for Miami with Messi.
He's highly linked with Inter Miami. Yeah, he said basically like khalas, like he was like because of what I said, it's too much to go back onto now, and he's like I'd rather exit from the big door. So he doesn't want to become a bench option next season. All that I understand that.
Man United are never gonna match that way. He's actually linked to a big wage here and a longer contract in Inter Miami here, like a 3-year contract on like similar wages that he makes now.
He'd have to take a wage cut to stay in there because we need to sign players.
Like he's gonna take a little bit, like but he's gonna take a 3-year contract. Man United they're never giving him a 3-year contract.
He's better off playing for Inter Miami.
100%. He's not going to make the next World Cup. He'll be like 35 or something. Khalas, he's won everything. Might as well leave now.
Inter Miami is like the new retirement home right now for like Latino players because you're very close to South America. And Miami is actually very like Latino diverse. Like you go there, they speak Spanish more than anything.
Speak Spanish, yeah. And then you get to play with Messi. Yeah,
someone else going to say, oh, but he speaks Portuguese. Well, wait, someone's going to say it in the chat.
He speaks Spanish. He speaks Spanish. Most of his career it's fucking in Spain. So.
I know. I'm just saying someone's gonna be smart and say that.
Hey, big up Aboud for becoming a YouTube member. It's about time, wallah Aboud. It's about time. Become a YouTube member. Thank you, Habibi. Not a single game consistently in the league. I don't know who you're talking about, AMT. You gotta like merge your super chat, and I appreciate the support. Just merge them. Just put them together. Chelsea fans scared to admit that their club is finished. Yeah, it's not. It depends.
I just don't think we are. I don't think it's fair.
I understood Mo when he said finished. Just don't take the word literally.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Can you not take people for their own word quest, please?
Yes.
Not literally. You need to understand.
Assume instead?
Not literally. I want to thank everyone that...
To be fair, Mo did one time say that, if like Chelsea, if this happens to Chelsea, they could become like Aston Villa and stop being a big club. So even if that's what he meant by finished, I disagree still.
Mo speaks with a lot of hyperbole. Like that's one thing I learned about him. Like he says things to the extreme. I'm like, bro, I was like, damn, I didn't say that.
Yeah, he doesn't for the drama, for the entertainment. Mo
like bro, who come on, be like, oh, Staffy was texting me yesterday and he said United are gonna win the World Cup.
I literally read your bro.
Just said we had a good performance.
I literally read your message that this is the team you're backing.
No, I'm just saying in general, like sometimes you just over exaggerate. I'm defending you.
I want to thank everyone that is here. I will see you guys tonight on Hamza's cooking. Osam is preparing a fucking barbecue.
Hamziro.
I'll be sleeping, but I'll watch it later. Morning.
All the channels are in the description. Staffy TV, Ashraf Talks Ball, Quest as well. Quest Talks Ball, Noseball, Quest Noseball, and Don Osam. I'll see you guys next one. We're out here, people.